Gather round, we got no gods to please. Saturday night, no sermons, just ease. Discussions flow like midnight breeze. No prophets here, just minds to tease. We talk big bangs and evolution. Question faith with our solution. Stars align in our confusion. Breaking free from old illusion. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers. Open hearts and swift deceivers. Make your stand, no hidden levers. Raise your glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn, feel dull and chill. Saturday night, we've got the skill. Echoes of a godless choir. Like the world, we spark the fire. Free our mindset to inspire. No holy walls to take us higher. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laughs at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers.
Greetings. Welcome to the Captive Desk, hosting Saturday Night at the Atheists. And I'm joined by a panel of atheists, as we like to have here on Saturday evenings. We have Brainless with us. We have Scott Duke. We have Mike, and we have Simos. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Are you a true atheist?
Yeah. You're not a
Depends.
real atheist.
Depends on the day of the week. Sometimes I'm an agnostic.
I'm suppressing the truth and unrighteousness.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he's
do
true atheist.
actually believe in God, because like in your heart everybody believes God exists. I just
Right.
fucking hate the cunt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The stories are not very flattering, are they?
No. Even if I believed he existed, I would not follow that cunt. Like for fuck's sake, he commits genocide and he wants people to kill their kids. Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
And
I think we've all been there.
That's
though,
why
really.
that's why we hail Bigfoot around here.
Yeah. And
Hey,
I
dog.
don't believe in God.
Hey,
I
Dog
believe in
and
God.
Commander and everybody joining in the chat. Old Joe, good to see Old Joe. And yeah, we've got an interesting gentleman to look at tonight. Pastor Bob here. Mike came across him, and he seems to have a. Go ahead.
Yeah. I love his forward thinking on the issue of sex in humans. I mean, he really is a man before his times when it comes to sex. So
Excellent.
And he's worried that you may get a demon, or may
demon
come
in your
across
dick.
a demon, or maybe you don't know you got a demon.
Yeah, just to say, I've come across.
He's
a
trying to
demon
help us
before.
out.
I have come across a demon many times.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Yes, I think I went out with her.
Ah,
couple times.
yes, of course. Your ex-wife. Yeah.
So, which person, by the way, real quick,
Sorry. Go ahead.
is that y'all been calling somebody commander, but there's
Deep-
not a
Deep
there's not a-
State. Deep State Annex
Okay.
is commander.
All right. So he's the commander of all atheists.
She is.
Of the
Okay.
deep state annex. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Why, deep
Well,
state?
good, because I didn't know who to salute. And
Ooh,
now I
Science
know who to salute.
Museum. Science Museum in London. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And they make awesome 3D graphics as well. She's awesome.
Commander's usually on before our show. So
Hang on.
Yeah. At the moment, they're in some weird country.
Is this commander in London at the moment?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. There you go. Have a great time wherever. Man. Just cool.
Yeah. Who would want to go there? Well,
Well, that's where I live.
better
So,
than
you know,
America.
I do.
somebody's asking me why the gods must be leashed. Because that's my garden, and I don't want them running loose in it.
Yeah, too damn right. I've been out. Speaking of which, I've been out exercising the demon today.
Did it get exercised well?
Oh yeah. We went for a long walk. Long
Well,
walk
that's
in the
good.
country.
If you're going to keep a demon, you better make sure he gets good cardio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Happy demon, happy life, right? Oh.
And we got Stephanie joining too. Hi, Stephanie.
Steph.
Good to see you. And Creation News. Not sure who that is.
Hey,
but,
News.
hello. Yeah, so this should be fun. I also have some follow-up videos. His videos aren't very long, which is good for us because we have trouble getting through the longer videos.
Well,
Uh,
it isn't like how long the videos are. It's more like how much stupid shit they say in those videos.
It is a problem, yes.
This
And
one's gonna be, this one's
I
going to be
had-
longer than most, Dave. I think.
I had a long week. I last Saturday while we were doing the stream, I started, feeling like I had a little sore throat. Sure enough, next couple of days I was ill.
Oh.
And then I had to watch this horrible couple of video, more than one person. I think Mark Reed, Simon Dad, a couple people covered Candace Owens' interview this week. Yeah, she doesn't believe in dinosaurs or the moon landing or much of anything else. And
How can people take her serious?
I don't know.
Like,
What hurts me worse is she's worth $5 million for.
That's the
Yeah,
only reason why
acting
people
like
believe
that.
her, because she got money. But like, there's just one way how I could seriously take her. Never mind.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hold on. You guys go ahead there. I got to get Robin a link here. Hold on a second.
Hey,
If they got
Robin.
anything to say, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Robin. Good to see you. Good to see you, Spooky.
Hey, Spooky.
Creation News, Dog, Scott, Old Joe, and who else have we got here? Stephanie, you said already.
Yeah.
Hello, Stephanie. Deep State. I hope you had a great time at the Science Museum. It's a hell of a place.
Yeah, a visit to the London Museum sounds like I'm
it- is it-
assuming it's better than a trip to the Chicago Field Museum.
Yeah,
Is that
there you
over
go.
there by that? Is that by that big park? Big,
Okay.
big long
yeah, this-
park.
That's right in the chat there for you, Robin.
Howdy, Uncle Simos.
See if that better there. Right. I must have had something else in the copy when I pasted or something. It happens. Let's see. We got creationists can say whatever they want. They'll never get down to a level of atheists, which are rock bottom of bad. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate the raise.
we got
Yeah.
hey, we appreciate everybody that wants to stop by and take a listen. You don't have to agree. And Spooky's here too. Hello, Spooky. Good to see everybody.
And
All right, see if that works for you there, Robin.
Creation News. Have you talked to every creationist or every atheist in the world or something? That you think that you already know that they're all bad?
You got to give us a shot. We just got started. So
I don't know. It's fair. When we were in the back room before the show, we were talking about different ways to prepare baby, different barbecue sauces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We do that all the time as atheists, right?
Yeah.
we weren't privy to that. Sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. Hi, Robin.
Hey.
Hey, Robin.
Hello, Samos. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm good.
Glad to hear you're in there. Yep, glad to see you.
Hi, Robin.
Hey.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin. Nice to meet you.
You too. Who's that?
Raina Steele.
Oh, okay. All right.
Some dumbass from the Netherlands. Just ignore it.
Robin, it's good to have you with us. We were just saying we're going to take a look at Pastor Bob, who's concerned about us getting demons when you're getting busy. And from probably about everything else, too.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
When I was a Christian, the idea of going in front of somebody's statue and having such animosity that I would take a picture with my middle finger up just wasn't a Christian idea. So I'm wondering just how good a judgment of good or bad Creation News might be, because that doesn't sound like very grown up.
Hey, Jasper.
If you're trying to get to me by saying Ken Ham or Hovind, all you're going to get is some laughter. We welcome everybody here, but if we appreciate productive comments. All right, so
he got mentioned again. He got mentioned again already. You know what I got to put up there, right?
Yep.
There you go. Yeah. What do you want to know about Ken Ham or Ken Hovind, right?
That's hilarious that he gave a finger.
And
I don't really care. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never given the finger to any pictures of Hitler. I've never even given fingers to pictures of Billy Graham. I just don't understand that attitude.
As far as in this country, though, it's been ruled by the Supreme Court. It is free speech. So whether you agree with it or not, in this country, it's free speech.
Well, yeah, that's true. But what does it say about the person? And so Creation News, I have question marks.
It depends.
And somehow evolution still exists.
Yeah,
that's
but also like the putting up the middle finger to a statue or a picture of someone. I think it says more about the person doing that than statue or the picture. Like, and like also like thinking that would like insult us if you put up a middle finger to Darwin. I don't know. Like he probably did some awesome work, but like I don't know. Maybe he was an asshole. I don't know. Could be.
No,
he could have been an asshole. I doubt it. From what I've read, but he could have been.
He wasn't an asshole.
No, but like, I don't know.
Well, we were having a discussion earlier on Joe had a member stream. We were chatting a little bit, and not going to agree with everybody, and sometimes people say things, and but we all got to learn to get along, and. If you've got a problem or let's sit down and talk about it, because leading to all kind of problems because we can't talk about things is not productive.
Creation News is trying to get a rise.
So
Darwin could have been an asshole if we cribbage with him.
That's perfectly acceptable on today's topic. So.
And Commander, hello, Commander.
Hello, Commander.
All right, how's everybody doing?
We're doing well, thank you.
Penguin avatar. I like that avatar.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, Commander's got a great
I
accent too.
should change it to the. I should change it to the one with the penguin in the
In the armor.
power limit. But I'm afraid off the laptop, it's going to start screwing with because
Oh.
when you use the advanced screen switcher, it like fucks with the audio for some reason.
Mm. Yeah. This
Well,
is the
those
second
are-
stream I'm on with a penguin.
Those are internet demons. That's what those are. Maybe we can get them exercised for you tonight.
There you go.
Well,
We're gonna see if
Well, and
Pastor Bob can help us with that.
you know where you can find demons,
Pastor
right? You
Bob
get
can't help us with anything.
We're hoping.
You can find the demons. You can always find them in the airplane, right? Because those are just long tubes filled with demons.
There he is. I was gonna say that's why you gotta have a private jet because you can't fly with the demons.
A private jet, multiple private jets, and the most expensive ones. Come on, like.
Well, he's got his
We all
own
know that.
airport.
So,
He's got his own airport. So.
Oh yeah.
One time I just sat there and like I did the math. Okay, so from Dallas in London, England, every day for over 60 years for the cost of one of his jets.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of demons, there's one in the side chat. Hey, Dorby.
Hey, Demon Orb, how you doing?
Oh, good to have a demon here. See,
All right,
demons
well-
don't hide. Come on, Creation News. He's right out in the open. He's talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Oh.
fucking nice.
So I know you want to get to the video, Dave, but I'm a little confused about demons. Okay, so we have supernatural entities, right? We got demons and we got angels, and they're kind of like on the same part, like the same rank, except different teams. Is that correct? Scott, is that correct? Demons and angels,
I think
we
demons
got-
are angels with attitudes, aren't they?
right? And then we got Satan, who's in charge, right? So isn't Satan kind of like a god? And Satan
No,
doesn't listen
Satan-
to.
Satan is an angel. It's a fallen angel. Lucifer is a fallen angel.
Now,
Okay,
Paul,
but Satan-
I think the Apostle Paul referred to Satan as the god of this world, like he's in charge of this.
Mm.
So he is a god.
This order of things, but
Polytheism.
it's all just made up
You
bullshit.
know, like
Little G, Mike. Little G.
Oh yeah, right.
In the mythologies, right? The Christian devil is a heck of a lot bigger than the Jewish devil, which almost doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right.
I really thought it's amazing, Mike, because Hebrew doesn't have capital letters.
Is what?
It doesn't have capital letters. So how they worked out that there were big G gods and little G gods back in
Right,
those days,
right.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes all the
figure it,
difference.
But they can't. No matter how they cut it, they're still talking polytheism here. They're talking multiple entities.
Exactly.
Yep, that have all this power. That have powers over us. So if demons have power over us, then and they're supernatural, then they're gods. I don't. They could be little G's or little tiny G's, but they're talking polytheism. They can't avoid it, but they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott's puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my little guy and my big gal are fussing, and the little
Hey,
guy
how's that
usually
cow?
wins.
How's that cow, Scott? That cow get out?
The cow did not get out today. Hopefully, we've broken its spirit and it won't try to escape again.
I got a question about your cow, Scott. Does your cow have penis?
What?
Is it a
You're-
male?
You're milking
Does
the
it- is
wrong.
your-
You're milking the wrong.
Is
wrong-
okay, the
the
cow
wrong
that
ones
got
there,
out.
Mike.
The cow that got out is that cow a male? Because you were referring to him as, you were gender typing him as a him. So, okay, does that?
I have
cow
no idea which one of our cows are male or female. I don't look at them that close. They're not my cows.
Okay.
They belong to my
Okay, no,
kids.
yeah.
So I don't know.
just
Well,
wanna tell you, if they
So
got
you
penis,
don't
they're
look
not a
at them
cow.
closely when you milk them?
We don't
Yeah.
milk them. Yeah, they're not for that. They're basically organic lawnmowers on our property.
Yeah, Scott, I'm a farm boy. If it's got a penis, it's not a cow.
Yeah, and also like I'm pretty sure they're cows and not bulls, because bulls usually have a temper.
Yeah, a
Cows
little
can have
bit.
a temper too.
sometimes,
But
Yeah.
Oh, cows
We
can have a
don't at the
goddamn
dairies. We don't keep bulls no more at the dairies. Most dairies don't. They've been
Yeah.
replaced by artificial
Yeah.
insemination.
There's a
yeah.
They can guarantee.
there's this
Go ahead.
there's someone who has to milk them all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's probably-
they can guarantee female calves now. So at dairies, instead of like having bull calves.
Wow. So they made males obsolete that easily.
Yes.
Think about that,
And,
guys.
and y'all are next. No.
Technically,
that
that's
easy.
already true, because
still-
there is already a way.
We're obsolete, guys.
They've already managed to get a woman pregnant by using cells from another woman without any men involved. Well, I don't know if the people doing it were men, but like,
Were there demons involved in
But
that?
how could you have
Demons.
males? Could you have males?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where would you get
What
that
I
white
think
chromosome?
they do is they like when take a stem cells, and then tweak it so that it would produce little pot balls. All right, because then there's a switch that goes on that turns the ovaries into the teeth, and then they take the cells from there and use that to fertilize. I think that's how they genetic. You don't
Yeah,
necessarily
I've
need
heard
a male
somewhere
cell to
that
do it.
they've managed that. So
Boy, the orthodoxy would really go absolutely nuts if they just took two female cells and created a female offspring, no males involved anywhere. Like the big conspiracy, get rid of all the men. Can you imagine what Jim Bob and his buddies would be
You
screaming
know-
about?
Yeah.
You know, they are so fragile. They are fragile little
they are.
dish bags.
The little penny
And
men.
that's
Yeah.
why they make everyone else miserable. Not like Dave, because when Dave is confident in his own masculinity, so he doesn't need to behave like a jerk, Terry.
Yeah.
Well,
they're snowflakes.
we'll still have use for men because there's still heavy stuff to pack and there is still cars to work on. So,
There is women that can do that.
well, I know, and I work on my truck, but I don't like working on my car. But I've always said that was my three things that I needed a man for. That was them three things. And so, if you take that other one out, that leaves packing heavy stuff and working on my car still.
Okay, I don't know if I told the story last time. But my son and his wife Jadith were in a parking lot, and some guy needed a jump, and he came up to my son and said, "Can you give me a jump?" And his wife Jadith said, "No, he can't, but I can," because she's a mechanic in the family. And the guy's face just kind of fell because my son Dustin, he'd have to take a course on Coursera or something about which end of the screwdriver to use, right? Which end to hold and which end to apply.
Oh, and then he probably also
you
need
know
to-
something?
Then he probably also need to be told which way to turn the screwdriver.
Oh yeah, that's really important. Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Commander.
There is a job that always needs to get done. Who the heck has the strength to open the jar of salsa? And there's not always some metal thing that you can pierce the top.
Yeah.
With.
Man, there's always something to beat.
I have
There's a
one
lot
of
of
the
women that can
I
do
have
that.
one of the lid things now because my hands are shot. I can't do it like I used to. I'll hurt my wrist if I try to do it. But
Did you know that grip strength is correlated with longevity? When your grip strength starts to go, you need to start worrying about longevity. Apparently, I don't know. It's just a study they did.
mine was shot a long time ago. That's one thing about working on cars. I messed up my hands because you beat up your hands a lot when you work on cars.
And what the onset of arthritis has made me lose grip strength. So I guess that's an indication too.
I got no rheumatoids in my blood work. That's
I've got
the first
rheumatoid
thing they checked, and I'm
all
clean.
over my hands.
And then there's gripping the demon. That's always good practice.
Speaking of, look at the trees is in the chat. If you didn't catch it, look at the trees. Did a recent blaster video, a blast from the past. It was good to see trees blasting the snake handlers.
Yeah, that was cool.
Amazing video. So
what the fuck possesses people to say, I'm going to pick up this deadly snake? Oh, Brother Bob Jimbo or whatever. He died picking up the snake, but he had faith up until that one day. And then, it's like, it's why it's illegal in almost every state. They're trying to protect the stupids from themselves.
Well, that's because they didn't abuse the snake enough prior to the snake handling service, because usually they don't feed them. They're
weak.
Yeah,
you'll like Tree's video. It has a happy ending.
I want to apply for a grant. I want to apply for a grant.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to give it away. It's a happy ending.
It's called selection. I don't know if we call it artificial or natural.
I hope the snake got away. I watched it, but I'm just like, I wish the snake got away.
It's a safe bet. Sooner or later, they're going to mess with the snake on the wrong day.
I wonder if there's been a study to find out if you're more likely to die of a snake bite if your name is Jim Bob.
You mean
if you're Pentecostal.
you mean a Darwinian ending?
Taking out of the gene fall because well, I guess they all have to handle them snakes they kill away.
I have a snake.
I don't like no snake.
I've got a 6-inch snake. Never mind.
Aaron Ra and Matt Dillahunty both have a whole lot of snakes.
Yes, I do. I just have one.
Okay, what kind you got, Robin?
A ball python.
You got a python?
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, those are pretty. Like they're not my kind of pets, but I do think they're pretty cool. They're beautiful animals.
She's very sweet too. She's very sweet.
I don't want no snake.
My nan is when we were young, she exposed us to snakes and showed us, heck, you don't have to be afraid of them, but some snakes bite and will kill you. So just don't touch me, snake you don't know about.
Wait,
unless it's a removal situation or something. Why are you even messing with it in the first place, right?
You don't have to be afraid of them, but some of them bite and they will kill you. I think that's a mixed message.
In other words, like boa constrictors and other things, that there are some snakes that don't hurt you, some snakes that do. And just in general, if you see a snake out in the wild, leave it the suck alone.
Yeah. Well,
they're doing a lot of good. They're taking out, critters and bugs and all that. So leave them be.
They're part of nature. And as I said, they're beautiful animals. It's the same like with sharks. People just have been made so scared of them, that they started hating them. But they're beautiful animals.
Don't mess with them either. Just leave them alone.
But Dave, did you have a video to get through? It's already always hard to get through those videos.
You want me to start the video? Oh, okay. We were having. Well, all right. I think okay. Yeah. Well, Mike wanted to make sure we had the demon thing covered, so I think he's prepared now.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. We're going to learn about demons and what can happen when you're getting busy, and you might get a demon or not. We don't know. We'll see.
Good morning, everyone. Sexually transmitted demon, an STD.
Could be.
Hope you guys are all having a blessed day today. Hey, I wanted to talk to you today.
Oh, and just so y'all know that I did have to cut little things here or there because he plays music at the end and stuff. So if it kind of ends, the video ends kind of funny, it's just because I cut it out because wasn't sure about the music thing. You know what I mean?
Is that a Sportster?
But almost all of it is intact. I didn't cut it up or anything. What's that, Robin?
Is that a Sportster?
He mentions it here and there. He's got different ones in the background. Apparently, he's a fixer-upper, I guess, and he talks about chasing down parts at swap meets and stuff. So
He's
he
not
has
like Sportster. So
yeah, he seems to have a hobby of either just for himself or maybe him and his friends too or something. So he not in this one, maybe another one we'll see. I think he does have a Harley shirt on.
About the greatest battle you will ever face. And for most Christians, that is the battle of sexual sin.
Well, there you go. That's the biggest battle.
Yeah.
Why is that, Christians? Why do Christians have such a problem with sexual sin? I don't know.
It's a big
Well, because it's something that they can focus on because most of them, in my experience, are constantly shitty to their neighbors.
Right.
They forget even the Sermon on the Mount as far as how to treat your neighbors. And it's just like, let me whittle down the things that I have to be good on to one or two, and then I can ignore the rest of my life.
Right. Well, I think they're overly obsessed with sin or sex because they make it a forbidden thing, and the more forbidden you make sex, there's some weird little twerk in our brains that turns what is forbidden into something that we desire. So if you cover everything up carefully, and the more Victorian you are, and that's why they used to always there were all these tales about Catholic. Go to a Catholic school if you want to. Find sex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it wasn't
those
for
Yes,
Catholic-
him
I mean-
on good on mind
if it-
disease,
if it-
take you
if it-
to a nunnery.
if it wasn't for Catholic
Yeah.
girls, my childhood would have been so bad.
You know, but I mean, they're just obsessed with sex, and you got to wonder how much they sit around and lust. I mean, they talk about lust all of that. Well, in my life, lust is not and has not ever been a goddamn problem. And
No, I don't
that's
think it's don't think it's the lust, Mike. It's the guilt, right?
The
It's they
guilt,
put
yeah, I
so
guess
much
so.
guilt on their kids to avoid it
yeah.
that when they finally get hold of a little bit of it, they go hog wild. I think that's the American expression.
Got a Jim Bob fan here. To be clear, I didn't rage quit on Jim Bob. I told Jim Bob I wasn't going to be called names, and if you're going to call me names, I was going to leave. And he called me names, and so I told him to fuck off, and I left. That was just how it was, and
Fair enough.
Yeah, and they block you,
I-
so you can't.
you know, he also talks about me on his channel when he has me blocked so that I can't respond. So you know,
talk about a coward.
Talk about a coward. There you right back. So I mean, Jim Bob doesn't bother me. He's an idiot that believes in a magic zoo boat. He doesn't know how rockets work. He doesn't know how basic science works. He's a joke. He's grifting people, and I really don't care. You're not going to bother me with it. We laugh about it. Okay.
And I apologize for joining, Dave. I know I fucking talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
Oh, you're always welcome, dog.
You've been good lately. So
when has flannel and motorbike made a past the cool? And also, sex is made weird by religion. You know, it's a natural instinct. It's got nothing to do. The religious have become weird because they are oppressed from this nonsense, and sexual oppression against a natural instinct will make people fuck around, and that's why, like, the Bible Belt of America have got the most teenage pregnancies and abortion rates and things like that. Is all religious because they need, you need to bend. That's just a natural thing what animals do. Of course it is.
Yep. We've the Afro Atheist over there, Esther's channel. She's covered these young people before that don't understand what's happening with themselves. And they think, yeah, there's something wrong with them. It's demons. They're not praying right, all kind of problems, because nobody told them, look, you're going to have these feelings when you reach this puberty thing. It's pretty crazy. It's going to be a little wild ride, but, you know, hang in there. It'll calm down in a few years.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it,
Adolescence isn't a thing. And diamond hard tube socks under your son's bed isn't a thing either.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what the biggest problem with that is? Because they don't get taught anything about it. They also don't get taught about consent. And that's the worst thing.
Good point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically they don't like the boys don't get taught how to deal with some of these deeper emotions that are going to be problematic, and they end up becoming problems because they don't deal with it.
And the biggest problem with that is what do they hear when a girl or woman gets raped? Oh, what was she wearing?
Yeah, what was she wearing?
Fuck you! If you ask that question and you mean it, you fucking need to die.
They taught abstinence.
Now what?
Not consent.
Yeah.
Now what kind of piece of shit, uncontrollable asshole do you have to be to not understand, regardless of what someone's wearing? If they say no, they mean no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Tell
it.
that to a lot of people.
And with the abstinence thing, this is a factual thing which probably happens all around the world. It happens here. There's people born blind, deaf, with mental abilities, a lot of mental abilities as well, and they're put in these hospices, and they get angry when they, especially when they. And they get these people in that are basically porn star fluffers just to wank them off, make them, orgasm. It calms them down straight away because they don't know what's going on with their bodies, but their body's telling them, I need to procreate.
Yeah.
I need to do this. And they have these, they know nothing. They've got no sound or sight ever. And the only way to calm these people down is to masturbate them. That's scientific. That's not religious. That's a science fact.
If I could just bring us back slightly here, Dave, just by quoting John Belushi from the Blues Brothers. That's a beautiful place you got there, Bob.
He does have a nice man cave there.
Yeah, should we watch a bit anyway? That was my way of bringing us back to the video.
Yeah, we can watch the video.
Pasta
Here we go. Hold on, dog. We're gonna get to it.
As long as it is kept within the confines of marriage.
Oh,
and because our sexual desires are so strong, they literally control us.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. And we're just Brainless and I were just discussing this very thing, that you need to explain this to young people, that hormones are a very powerful thing, and they can override, other common sense things. And if you can just know that what's happening in your head is, oh yeah, well, it's the hormones raging in me, at least you have some understanding.
Yeah, but then they get told it's demons and it's got to be within marriage. No, if two people both consent, they want to do things, then go have fun.
That's Deacon Bergerman said. What magical power does marriage have? Right.
Well, bear in mind he's also using.
The whole emphasis.
Bear in mind he's also using some kind of prescriptive definition of marriage.
Right.
The whole emphasis on marriage. the whole emphasis on marriage was quite different because in Jewish culture there would be contracts written up, and there'd be expectations for this, that, or the other. It was about building generational wealth and even basically people becoming snobbery about the families, and violating those contracts meant that your whole family could be out some money. And it went from that to let's make it all sacred rather than it's about business.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
didn't the Jewish faith invent circumcision to desensitize sexual arousement and sexual feelings? Oh, genital mutilation.
I have no clue because it was used amongst Egyptian nobility too.
Yeah, the same.
But I have no
same
clue, honestly, where it first came in, whether or not the Jews invented it or whether or not it happened before. Because, like, even the worship of one god, it was an Egyptian thing. They were the first to do it with the otten.
Yeah, but the sexual perversion was still there with what's it called, mitzvah, the sucking of the wound of the child. I mean,
that's so gross.
Basically, baby's first blowjob.
Yes.
Okay,
That's-
back to
That
the
is
video.
disgusting what
Well-
those people did.
Back to-
Well, there we are.
Exactly.
we'll do the
Oh,
rabbi.
close to
We'll
the
do the
ball.
rabbi jokes later.
But because they're so strong, that is the greatest tool that the demonic host uses
Thank you
against
very
you.
much.
Right.
Galatians 5:7.
Now, and right there, see, they're blaming Satan for how we're created. Now, if we're going to go with creation, this is how God made you. Well, then God made you very horny when you're in puberty around those teen years. So this again is, well, something that it's a little out of your control, right? As we were mentioned, the hormones are going and somebody's attractive and the natural things are going on.
Dave,
And then it's, oh, hold on, now you got to throw the demons in there.
It's worse than that, Dave. It's worse than that, because basically they're saying to teenagers, right, that come into their youth, as it were, that there's an excuse. They're giving them the excuse. Like, well, I couldn't help it. I had to get a girl pregnant because demons, right? And the girl says, "Well, it's nothing to do with me. I just lay back and demons took my body." And I mean, this is why this is why the theistic community has the biggest. This is why the theistic community has the biggest teenage pregnancy problem of all groups.
Yes. And that's the real problem with this bullshit is that, okay, if you've got a very young person, right, and they think of something, they're inclined to do something that they know is wrong, okay, and then they have a choice. It's either basically your biology and your mind is a solution to not doing it, or it's a demon and there are no solutions to not doing it, right?
Exactly.
Or you can do it, or you can do it and pray later.
And teenagers want to be adults, right? That's not. I mean, this is all throughout history. Teenagers have wanted to be adults. They want to be grown before their time. They cannot wait to get to adulthood. So of course they look up to and ape the behaviors of older people. And so and now you're just giving them an excuse. This is the thing. And if you've been demonizing sex all that time, what better way to show that you're an adult than to have sex?
Yeah, good point.
This is it. I've got boy-girl twins, and I know they didn't abstain, but I'm thankful they have the ability not to make me a granddad at fucking 30 years old. Yeah. And I don't want to see a sign saying happy 31st birthday, granddad, on any roundabout in Britain. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were brought up with like the thing in Sweden is that they have sex education at a very young age. And
Yeah.
finally, and there's virtually the problem of teenage pregnancy almost goes away. Doesn't go away
Amazing,
completely,
isn't it?
but it
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
away when you teach kids about sex education at a young age, because they're
There
not
you go.
get
It
desperate
does.
to try and do it
And then you
without
don't
the
need to-
knowledge of how to do it. You know.
And then you don't need abortions. Wow.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in the
And,
UK, it normally happens in
Well, not all abortions.
adolescents.
because of
And,
teenage
and,
pregnancy.
and Simon
No,
will-
no, no.
No,
Simon will verify this. It happens at adolescents. And when you're in that class, all you hear is sniggering and things like that all around you. That's the basic way them it's taught. It's not taught as like a sort. It's you know, kids take it as a joke. They don't really listen to it. It's not taught as like a rule where it should be. It should be. It's, you know, sexual education should be forced on everyone, because who wants these teenage pregnancies everywhere?
I never treated it as a
But
joke.
when
In fact,
Wait,
I never
you
treated
wanna-
it as. I never treated it as a joke. In fact, it was the first class I actually went home and did the homework for properly.
There you go. Well, and that should be back to
Oh,
it should be
boy.
medically sound, and it should be a qualified teacher doing it. Don't just hand it to some teacher just because that class has to be taught. You know what I mean? It should be a specific, you know, education, you know, whatever in your degree, to properly handle the class and do it in a as adult manner as possible.
I
was taught
think
by
like
basketball
any
coach.
teacher.
Yeah.
I think any
Can
teacher
we all
should
agree
be
though
able to-
that sex education should not be given to priests and vicars and pastors, etc.?
That
Right.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Robin said, you know, in our day it was, they had to teach it. So the gym teacher or whatever did it, and it wasn't done really well, but it was at least done. So,
Wait. The
They
gym,
either
the
taught
gym
sex ed or
teacher.
history, and that's how we ended up in both the conditions that we're in. Actually,
Yes.
Like I think a gym teacher is something different than just a regular teacher. No, but like over here, like they learn it like at the end of elementary school, like at the age of 12, something like that.
mhm.
Like just by their regular teacher that they had that in front of the class with them like all the time.
Well, as Simos pointed out, when it's done, the numbers are there. You can see the unwanted pregnancies drop off, and all the other numbers go up, because when they don't have that, they go on to higher education. They're more productive, right up the ladder, which is what everybody wants. That's, you know, everybody wants
that's
to
not what
get.
everybody wants.
Well, I
It's
mean,
not what the
in the
higher-ups
big,
want.
but supposedly that's what everybody wants, right? But no, once again, it seems they want to sabotage any of those efforts. So at the same time, as the unwanted pregnancy numbers go up, then they can say, look at this problem that they're contributing to.
I was going to say Kentucky, my state,
and
did-
also if you
did
don't go
lead-
to school, I'm sorry.
my state did lead the teen pregnancy, but they actually, I just checked it, they're fourth. Mississippi's number one right now, and Arkansas is number two, and Louisiana, then Kentucky. So Kentucky has actually improved.
Yeah, all that Bible Belt.
Huh?
That Bible Belt of America, the most.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I mean, there's
Those are the most,
The top 10 are all. They're Oklahoma's fifth, Tennessee's sixth, Alabama seventh, Texas is eight, West Virginia's nine.
there you are.
So every one of them are red states. At the top
That's what
10.
happens when you want to sexually oppress
With,
people
with,
who want to express themselves.
yeah,
But
with
they-
next to no sexual, was the no sex ed or health classes.
Yeah, they teach when they with the demon stuff. They just abscond from personal responsibility. It's like, you know what I mean. They just give up that, the demon caused me to do it, so I'm not responsible for my actions, and it's sick.
Mark Reed was just talking about how high infant mortality rate is in the United States, and it's disgusting.
It's extremely high. It was extremely high before Roe v. Wade was overturned, and now it's even higher.
So the whole crowd of caring for the
they don't care about babies.
The baby, no. We have terrible the healthcare. Yeah, again. Oh well, don't give them healthcare. When are you kidding me? This is an expectant mother that you're holding up on this golden altar, but you don't want her to get healthcare. There it is, right back around again.
The cruelty point.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like they fight so hard. Like, oh, no, this baby has to come into this world, and as soon as it's in the world, they're like, oh, fuck that. Oh, that's a poor person. Fuck them.
That's all kids.
Yeah.
They all demand a little bastard.
Cruelty is the point.
Are you listening, Pastor Bob? We hope you're listening.
Mighty Filbert just pointed out that Utah has the highest number of Pornhub subscribers, so I checked it on ChatGPT, and it's correct.
Yes.
The highest. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
the passion for you.
Those channels release their statistics, and they're often matching up with areas they're supposedly wanting to ban all of this. Yet they're the highest consumers of it. So it's utter nonsense, really.
Like Texas did ban it, didn't he? Like you have to use a VPN to get Pornhub.
Yeah.
They got like that 18
when they banned
thing.
it, like VPN use went up. Like
I think there was a handful
100%.
of states. There was a handful of states that did it. Yeah.
At least they're doing their due diligence of research. I mean, they know what they're banning.
Right. Lots and lots of research. They're putting in the hard hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish they'd do that with evolution, though.
Oh yeah. But I would quickly like to ask a question to the panel and everyone here. If you were a god, a narcissist god that needed to be loved, who invented everything, why would you invent an adversary such as Satan and demons?
Right.
Well, to have sex.
I have no fucking clue.
Or why would you make?
If I was a narcissist,
and put a supernatural being?
I mean, he must get bored himself watching. You know what I mean? So, that's probably why he invented sex. So he's got something to watch. He's got his own.
I'm sure I just farted.
He's got his own Pornhub channel.
Yeah, all of our sex lives are his personal Pornhub channel.
I just checked the web traffic for Pornhub, January 2024.
Yeah,
like
that was quick.
The difference in that, like the United States compared to the rest. I gotta share this, Dave.
She's on to a stream.
Pull that up. Pull that up. Look at that.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Fuck you, God.
Yeah.
Oh, we're a Christian nation, man.
Well, and you can bring, and they want to.
Let me give you Americans the bad news. Pornhub is a really shit porn channel.
Yeah, it is.
In Europe, we do it proper.
X video.
Yeah, and here's the ultimate thing, right? I mean, as much as they want to yell and scream about these things, which all these things that are going on are a lot of problems with the drugs and the trafficking and all these things, but who's the end consumer, right? Well, these kind of statistics show, right? So it's hard to point the finger. Well, it's hard to point the finger at other countries when obviously we're consuming it. We have a problem with the people that want to consume all of this here.
But we took God out of schools.
You know what another problem is? Like they, like over there, like people look down on people that use cocaine or meth, but meanwhile, all the
They're taking pills.
All the rich white women are hooked on prescription painkillers.
Yep, exactly. That's my point. And I'm not knocking, adult entertainment or nothing like that. That's not the point. It's just pointing out when you have a large consumer demographic, you're going to have people that supply the demographic, whatever it is.
B.S. Lewis comment. Honestly, I'm never on Pornhub for more than 5 minutes.
Brilliant.
That's too bad. Boy.
That's one that say they're hooked on porn. It's like, well, you're doing it wrong. It shouldn't have taken that long, you know.
Pornhub has Debbie Does Dallas uncut. And that should relate to your Bigfoot sort of thing, because there's a lot of hair there. There is a lot of fat and hair and all sorts going on there.
And then you take brainless's. That's hard to say. Brainless's statistics.
Like easy top and the headlock.
And then target them what parts of the country they are, and then lo and behold, right? It's the same areas that say they're wanting to ban this stuff, and they're the highest consumers of it. We're right back around again.
If you want porn, you can also go to OnlyFans, right, Sumami?
Well,
for the flesh,
sexual oppression is the issue here, and that's what really does. Sexually oppresses people.
But they're not. But they're not. That's the thing. That's my point. I'm trying to make, I guess, is that it's not. He's talking, and I'm not going to say anything about this guy. He could. I don't know him from anybody. But this is what you would hear him talking about. All this thing, all this blah 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 blah. And then I'm gonna go sneak off and watch some porn after this, right? That's the thing.
It's basically a human world fertilizer.
Well, by the numbers again, Brainless showing these huge statistics of how many people are watching. Well, supposedly there's also a huge population of Christians in this country. So just by the numbers, you can't blame all of that on a small percentage of non-believers in the country watching all that, because
they have
people be chafed.
They have a phone app.
By the way, I just noticed how much you Americans love lesbians.
So,
because, oops, I did it again.
Well, there's
statistics. Oh my god!
But they actually have a phone app. Our speaker of the
lesbians,
House,
stepsister, stepmom, cartoon
has a phone app where his son can monitor his porn watching.
Oh yes! Oh my god, that fucker! And here, what most watched lesbian ebony.
Of course.
Oh my god!
Even Jesus had a foot fetish, didn't he? He used to love watching
men's
feet. He used to love oiling them up and massaging them. He loved all that.
Most watched, yeah.
Don't fall with Jesus with your foot fetish.
But yeah, it's the hypocrisy. I just don't understand how they can be going home and consuming so much, but then at the same time they're out there with their signs trying to get it banned. Supposedly, they can't be honest both ways, right? There's something wrong there.
They're yelling that so loudly, so their wife will not tell them that they have to sleep on the couch and that they can fuck her.
So it's something that it's a serious point. Sorry to bring us back to being serious. But serious point, I think something that Robin commented on a few videos ago, a few Saturdays back, which was a lot of it is about the community view, right? It's being somebody in the community that you can be relied upon, in which case you need to toe the line, you need to go to church, you need to meet people, you need to seem like you're an upstanding Christian, just because your livelihood depends on the people around you. So I think there's a lot of that social pressure rather than actually kind of moral pressure. I don't think morals have got a lot to do with it.
No.
If you look at the Bible,
they don't
it has
have
all
morals.
the grades, it has all the grades of Pornhub. It has your bestiality, it has your gay lesbianism, and all that nonsense. That now, because it's not God sanctioned, it has abortions in there even. but because it's not God sanctioned, it's all wrong now. Oh, we're all against that.
Yeah, it's not about the morals though. That's what I'm saying. It's about this.
Yeah.
It's the status in the community that you need to be seen to be somebody who is morally upstanding, rather than whether you are or not. So of course,
Yeah.
I would expect the figures to completely differ from the actual.
So, as a
What?
American, I can tell you that people compartmentalize, right? So as long as you oppose something politically, you can do whatever the fuck you want behind closed doors as long as no one says anything. Whereas if, say, I don't really give a shit how my neighbor lives as long as all consenting adults, you know, you don't
That's another
have to
problem.
be protesting to us if you don't hear what your neighbor does.
That's another problem. It's not always consenting adults either.
Yeah, but
Well, that's
statistics show that
consenting adults is where I say it's okay. If it's not consenting adults and something needs to be done.
the highest statistics say this. You know, the highest teenage pregnancy rate and abortion are amongst Christians. That's sexual oppression. That's how I see it. Or suppression. However you want to put it.
Oh, true.
Oh.
And the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other. So you cannot do the things that you would.
What?
Anyone who gives in to this.
What? What do you mean? That doesn't even make sense as a sentence, I'm afraid.
It's a Bible verse.
You literally can do what you can do, and you would do if you could do it. That is definition that you can do it. Therefore, you literally can do it.
Well, does that passage even talk about demons? That's Paul's ideas of the flesh versus the spirit. Denying the flesh, it's sin, so that you can build up the spirit. That's not really talking about demonology, I don't think. Did I miss something?
No, Galatians doesn't talk about demons at all. I just checked it on chat.
That with what you just said there, Scott, all I hear is deny reality, make up an imaginary friend.
Right. Yeah. But that was Paul. That was his theology.
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Paul. Yeah. The one that really hates women. Yeah.
And Paul was also incredibly gay and hiding it in self-loathing because he talked about a thorn in the flesh and all kinds of stuff.
So why don't they talk about donuts more? Because like my flesh wants a donut, and I have to resist it because it's evil.
No, I want a donut.
Donuts. So why don't they talk about donuts?
I need to.
Donuts
I need to
for
go down to
everybody.
the gas station and get donuts.
I know.
Yeah, but it's
I'll be chasing.
always
Hey, you know what? I think there might be some donuts out there. I might have to have it. Oh, all right.
Fucking donuts are a lot more powerful in my life than sexual lust. I'm telling you, donuts are
if God made donuts, then I'm a Christian again.
Well, suppose that God made bacon and forbid it. So there's a big. I got a big problem with that right there. I mean, bacon is just so.
Well, it depends on which group of Christians you ask about that.
Well, the old book says no bacon.
Oh shit! No, they make bacon donuts?
It actually depends on what region it is. That was more a thing about not being. They eat pork, so we don't do it.
Yeah,
watch the whole.
So I can tell you, at a tombstone unveiling, right after that, basically the entire synagogue went to the Golden Corral. And I and a friend were the only ones out of etiquette that wasn't going the plates of pig. So just take that as a sample size. In other words, they eat pig.
Isn't
When you
bacon
think of-
a religious? The pig is a religious animal in Judaism.
And
No,
you know what I would say this became from, right? So there are certain diseases that are found in pigs, like the brain ones, trichinosis, and it was and people ate it. They didn't cook it right. Then they start convulsing and having the brain worms and dying. So people say, hey, those people ate more of this, more pig than we did, and they convulsed on tour and died. It's the same where someone eats a shellfish and swells up, right? So if you eat a shellfish and swell up, or you see it, you might not want to do it. And then it became some sort of religious thing hundreds of 1,000 years later.
well, that's
Can
pretty
I
shellfish.
say quickly that brioche donuts filled with crispy bacon, then God exists to me. And
There you go.
there's an atheism that says that he's going against it. He says they're demons, but yeah, God would exist.
Dog just needs an expert confectioner.
Yes.
I need donuts now.
Donuts are right up there at the top. Yes, they are.
No, I actually don't really like
But do they bring
donuts.
demons? We got to find out if they're going to bring demons. Hold on. We got to get through some of the video.
I want to see more flannel.
Everybody hang on for a few because there'll be plenty to say. Trust me.
Just
Trust
if
me.
people are curious, because like I found that it's a while back I came across this video. Why is pork forbidden? I'll drop the link in the side of the chat.
Thank you.
That was
Primus.
quite interesting. So maybe something to watch after the stream.
Put it up on the screen too, just in case. There you go.
If it's to do with Jesus sending pigs to their deaths, then we know that.
Okay, here we go.
Temptation who gives in to their sexual desires, they're in bondage to Satan. He has them bound.
I like me some bondage.
The whole demonic
Some
host.
folks do.
Just constant attack, constant attack. The more you give into it, the worse it gets. It is an absolute addiction.
You fat
Thank me,
girl.
Satan.
Hang on, I thought this video was about flannel and motorcycles. What's going on?
BS wants to know what the record is for getting through a video. I think we've gotten through 2 or 3 videos actually on what are we up around 15 weeks or more or something we've been doing it. We've been doing it for a while now.
I think we've
And-
only gotten through 2 videos at once.
I think there's been a couple of them we've actually gotten through. So actually these I've got a bunch of his videos. So, but his videos aren't really very long.
There is a precious part here coming up, and
As-
we should at least get to that. But
As we
we're
pointed
not.
out, though, these videos are usually chock full of things, and we often stop a lot to comment.
Go for it, Pastor Bob.
And sexual sin has consequences, and they
Yes,
can be
babies.
very severe.
What's he
Yeah, they call them
The
babies.
first one is
Maybe
demons can pass from one body to another.
there you go.
During
There you go.
fuck? What the
This-
fuck?
this is what we wanna get to.
Viruses,
Go ahead,
bacteria,
Commander.
and parasites.
Isn't that
That's what it's
games
called.
that
It's not a
in your watch?
demon.
Yeah.
Well, he
It's-
mentioned pregnancy and venereal disease later.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about sperm.
Yeah, game set and come your whack.
Like, holy shit. I mean, as if you don't have enough to worry about when you're in a relationship. You got to worry about fucking demons getting through your dick.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
No, when you're married, that's not what's happened. Then it's not
I-
possible. But I
Maybe
need to
that
drink for this,
explains a
man.
lot.
Who's got a condom on him? Does it? I don't remember
Well,
reading
yeah.
anything on the condom
Does it stop
wrapper
demons?
that protects it from demons.
No, no.
Well,
Funny,
You gotta have a whole. You gotta have a
Is that
holy
in the-
condom. Like
Is that
holy
in the
water,
fine
right?
print? Is that in the fine
Funny.
print somewhere?
Funny you
Does
should
not
say that,
holy
Dave.
condom.
Funny you should say that, Dave. I'm wearing one right now.
Oh, yeah, holy condom. Holy condom.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wasn't that,
Holy
that
condom.
African, that
Holy
African
condom.
woman, Trump-loving doctor, she mentioned demon sperm, didn't she? Where they infect you in the night. They're in and out, and then nothing knows about it. And I thought she's about to be deported.
Oh, that's Lilith. That's Lilith.
There-
And
yeah, there are-
according to Jewish folklore, she's responsible for all wet trees.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Thank
frisky.
you, Lilith.
There's a lot of frisky spirits out there in different cultures with different names that visit you, and often explain like Commander mentioned, the nocturnal emission. It's like, why did this happen? Well, it must have been a ghost, right? So,
Demon.
And
then there's also sleep paralysis. A lot of these are explained by sleep paralysis combined with the different, states of mind, like thinking about something like that. And there's demons associated with that too. Yes.
And can I just say, since my penis doesn't work anymore because I've been paralyzed, my sort of wet dreams have become really apparent now. And sadly, I wake up before the conclusion. They're fucking disappointing wet dreams now to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Mine are mostly about donuts. So
I want to read something
Brioche donuts.
that speaks about these demons. Okay, in Kings 20, 21, 22, 21, he's talking about, the God is talking about, he says, who will entice Ahab into attacking somebody and going to his death? And it says, one of the angels said, finally a spirit came forward and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. By what means? I will go and put a deceiving spirit in the mouth of all his prophets, and you will succeed in enticing him, said the Lord. I mean, so, these demons they don't work for Satan. I mean, they're not Satan's workers. They're working for God. I mean,
I said this. If you were a god and invent something and invent a planet and with people on it and everything down to their DNA genetic sort of fucking visual, why would you? And you need this narcissistic impulse to be loved by everyone. Why would you invent people who hate you?
Yeah.
That's the question. These people, these
If
Christians,
there was, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Go ahead.
these stories of the Bible are basically bedtime. People who got kids and have sat there reading their kids a story or making up
you told
stories
that
for their
already.
kids will basically just try and involve them and make stories up. It's basically, this was the start of religion, was bedtime stories, and it's just snowball from there.
Go ahead, Commander.
If there was a God and it was good, and then there would be donut trees.
There you are.
And
You and Dog are in agreement. I think most of us could get on board with this. Donut trees would be a good sign.
yeah.
You got that, Yahweh? Donut trees? I don't see no donut trees for me. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow.
Yahweh
We'll see.
isn't listening. He's too busy giving AIDS to babies in Africa at the moment.
Priorities, right?
While we're on this one point, I want something really serious about these people. They believe in demons and witches. If they were in charge of the law, what would they do to people that they thought were demonically possessed or witches? What would they do? They would do the same shit.
I think history already told that story.
Yep, it did, and they want to do it again. They said there are still idiots that believe in this crap today, and they would judge people and they would burn them.
they
They
still
would
do
burn
in Africa. In Africa, they still do.
Which is
Okay.
just progressive women.
Carrie Ann has a nice touch with chocolate pools. Oh
Oh
my.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, It's-
Tall and Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Now,
we're not hard to get on board, Yahweh. We don't need all that fancy stuff and that confusing book and
Chocolate pools.
donut trees with some chocolate rivers and
Chocolate donuts. We're in.
yeah.
Chocolate
Go
pools
ahead.
would be such a sanitary nightmare or public health or whatever.
Not if they're magical.
People would be bathing.
Okay,
in
magic.
it.
Okay, all right.
These are magical. They're
Okay, I can
no
get
matter
on board
what
with
you do, no matter what you do, every bite you ever want to consume is perfectly fine because it's all magical.
I got a real problem now. For the last 20 minutes, I've been thinking that a strip of bacon is just perfect to wrap around a donut. Bacon wrapped donuts. And I can't get it out of my mind.
You're not wrong. You're right.
I raised similar questions watching Willy Wonka, Scott, about how they were mixing the chocolate but you have to add the magic back in, and then it just takes care of everything. That's one thing we've learned covering these religious arguments. If you just throw the magic back on top, it just covers it all. So we're just going to sprinkle some magic on the donut trees and the chocolate pools, and we'll be all good.
Plus, if you have a chocolate pool, you're always going to have a fat kid, German kid.
No. This is it's no. You don't. You can eat all you want. It doesn't mess up your teeth, and it doesn't put on any weight. And it doesn't make your kids run around all jacked up on sugar either.
They use stevia.
Sugar does not make kids. Sugar does not make kids hyperactive.
Take all the bad gets out. It just leaves the good with the deliciousness left. That's all. It's just the pure essence of deliciousness, the creamy deliciousness of the chocolate. It's just left. That's it.
Creamy.
Just that.
In contrast to brainless, I've got kids. I remember taking them to a fair, and they'd have all the donuts, sugar, and what candy floss or cotton candy, as you call it, all that toffee apples, all that shit. And to get them to bed, we had to literally scrape them off the fucking ceiling.
That's not because of the sugar.
It's a myth.
That's not because of the sugar. They went to a carnival or thing.
Yeah, it could be because of the endorphins and stuff.
Yeah,
Happy.
There has been a double-blind experiment showing that is not true.
Yeah. Seth Andrews covers it on one of his videos. He covers myths and like old wives' tales and stuff. He covers that one, and he said he gets a lot of pushback back on that one when he tries to tell people that the sugar doesn't make the kids hyperactive. But
yeah, my kids were so badly behaved that we use the sugar thing as an excuse for them. Sort of. That's how we handle it.
Yeah, it's too much sugar.
Can I just say that Seth Andrews, I love Seth Andrews, and he's apparently got a buttery voice, but it's still not as good as Dave's. I'm going to say that now. I'm not kissing ass or anything. Dave's
we need to have a voice off with some other people on YouTube and Dave.
Dave
some awesome voices.
The last few days on Chris Mallard's channel, they've been talking about. At least they talked about Durante Lamar.
Yeah, he's got a good voice.
He's got a good voice. Yeah,
he's got it. He's way down there. He's lower than I am. He's got a great voice. Thank you very much, though, everybody. Appreciate it.
Bring intercourse. The higher the body count.
Sorry. That's just hilarious. The first word I hear is intercourse. Can you just go back? Just a little bit.
Play that again. I want to hear him say intercourse again.
Context. Look, context.
A little context, because everybody knows. Everybody knows you need a bit of foreplay before you go straight for the intercourse.
Yeah, right.
And sexual sin has consequences, and they can be very severe.
Intercourse being one of them.
The first one is demons can pass from one body to another during intercourse.
STD.
During
the higher the body count, the greater that risk.
Yeah,
high
that is a
level.
risk. I will grant you. That is a risk.
Yeah, it is.
When you,
Yeah,
when you engage in
threesome?
sex, intercourse is definitely a risk.
we're talking about sexually transmitted diseases now.
Until they are.
Of course.
Until they
Hey,
are.
thank you, Sumami. That's a great compliment. Appreciate it.
So the body count, is that how many people are participating in the sexual activity at one time? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body count. Yeah.
Okay.
But we're listening to a guy who's probably listening in the background of his wife saying, Pastor Bob, are you coming to bed? No, I'm polishing my bike.
He's really confused with his bike. How about that?
Next is disease. You can catch something that you literally cannot get rid of. You will have for the rest of your life. Like hepatitis is one, AIDS is another. The list of diseases is endless.
So he's literally attributing viruses and bacteria to demons.
Demons, right?
Is he pretending viruses don't exist?
And they can cure hepatitis now. Actually, you don't have it for your entire life.
Well, yeah, the big message ought to be wear a condom, but of course we have multiple religious groups who do not want that message to get out.
Every sperm is sacred, according to the Catholics.
That's right. And you might want to dip that condom in holy water, add a little level of protection there against the demon.
Yeah, I was talking about holy condoms. They need to bless the condoms.
Considering the average ejaculation of a male.
Oh God! One of us should do that.
Holy water-based lubricant. That could be a whole new line.
Ooh.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'd mix the gel with holy water.
There you go.
Okay, somebody ought to go to their local church and reference Pastor Bob here and ask the priest or pastor to bless your condom.
There you go. What they should do is this is to quote out of Blues Brothers slightly wrong. They should go to Bob here and say, Bob, what kind of sex do you have here? And he says, oh, we have both types of sex, in and out.
Well, bless your condom is that's great. Just bless it, please, Father.
Yeah, that's a good one. Please bless this.
Be sure to reference Pastor Bob. That's where you got the idea that you needed to do
this
that.
night means a lot to me, Father. I mean,
don't give him more ideas.
I'm going to slip it under. I'm going to slip it under the door of the confessional here. You do your little thing there.
We've had enough problems with the priest. We don't want to give him more ideas.
And if you're a Christian, please, Father, bless this condom, and you take it to and say, look, the Father blesses. I know you got school tomorrow, but that was wrong. That was
the blessing. Wrong. The blessing only lasts so long. The clock is running here.
Yeah, well, not all pastors they're not PDFs. I know that. I just thought that would be funny.
Not all of them.
And the next one is pregnancy. You or your girlfriend.
No.
Well,
where does he learn this stuff? Where does he learn this stuff?
Every pregnancy is a demon. Yeah, go Pastor Bob.
We'll agree with you mostly, though. I mean, these things are important, and why we go back to what we discussed quite a bit before this is why it's important to have medically sound sex ed and health education for these young folks. And we're not going to talk about, they're teaching it in preschool garbage. We're talking about what's been appropriate, like most of us have already had in school. And it was about the appropriate time as far as I remember. So I think they pretty much know that when it's appropriate to be taught. So let's do that and not scared about demons. But
so when I was in sixth grade, it was like I don't know, sometime like late 50s, early 60s, 1960s. They took all the girls and they showed them a film, and basically it was about how demonic boys are. It was about how evil boys are. The whole goddamn film was to scare them. and the girls were forbidden to tell any of the boys what it was about. And we were like way curious, man.
It was a like, play off of Reefer Madness or something.
Something like that. It was just as bad. It was like, holy shit, that was pretty weird.
Nice.
And were the days.
I think.
And
sorry, I was just going to say, well, back when I was a kid, women were a lot hairier. Well, they were. They
so were the guys. So were the guys.
Maybe they were in Europe. I don't know.
Have you seen all the manscaping commercials? They're everywhere.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean women groom now.
Oh, and one of who is it? One of the singers or rappers or something's doing a new deodorant commercial, and he mentions that it's good for down there too. So it's a big market. It's a big market.
My channel's been sponsored by Manscaped, and we also got the female product. We got sponsored by the female product called Moundscaped.
There you go.
That's great. But when you went down on a woman back in the day, I'm being genuine now. You know, you would stop and go, hair stuck in your throat. That would just be the thing.
Oh, mate, that's what I used to make a collection of those.
Oh shit!
But that would just be the thing. That was when I was growing. That's when I went through it.
Oh, brilliant!
And it was all about it was all about get your end away. It was not about babies or trying to get a woman pregnant. It wasn't about that. That's what puberty is about. It's just about getting your end away.
To be fair, Dog, after the First World War, they needed people just to get their end away.
They need them now. Apparently America and Britain are running out of people to run things.
Well, it's because Bob's exercising all the demons.
No, we're not. We got
there's not enough demons. See, Dog, you had a lot of demons helping you out.
Yeah.
Bob a cunt. If Bob's exercising,
an unwanted
well, then
pregnancy
for you.
Yeah. All right.
You can have a financial burden for 18 years. And what if you don't even like this person? You're bound to them for 18 years. You know, I know someone right now that a young person that's going through a divorce, and I mean it's brutal.
Brutal.
And all I can think of is, man, they're lucky they didn't have kids. And the next one is every time you
hang on a minute. Stop that. Okay, they're lucky they didn't have kids, but they still had sex, though, Bob. All right.
Yeah.
Demons were exchanged during this process, so I don't see what the kids have got to do with it.
And it's possible they were using birth control because they weren't ready to have kids. We're all for birth control, and so are you, Bob? Is the question.
So is Bob saying sex is all right as long as you don't have kids?
Well, I don't know.
As long as you're married.
Yeah, but it's weird. So they're getting divorced. So they were married. This last. Can we just play this last story again? Because I'm not sure it follows. I think
I'm guessing Bob has kids, and
I think Bob has got confused.
Expensive.
And I mean, it's brutal. And all I can think of is, man, they're lucky they didn't have pregnancy. You can have a financial burden for 18 years. And what if you don't even like this person? You're bound to them for 18 years.
Yeah, no.
You know, I know someone right now that a young person that's going through a divorce. And I mean, it's brutal. Yeah. And all I can think of is, man, they're lucky they didn't have kids.
So they're so incompatible that getting a divorce is brutal. Isn't it pretty brutal for them to stay in the marriage?
Well, to even get married in the first place, presumably, right? So they can have sex. I mean, is it? If it's not demons inside of sex, then there were no demons here, right?
Yep.
That's my issue. So, Why is he then saying you could get pregnancy demons? You know.
Yeah,
I
you
don't,
don't have sex
I don't
because you might get divorced if you get married.
There's nothing to do with it, dude. Yeah, having kids is a problem if you're going to get divorced, and there's no doubt about that.
I don't
Right.
like the way he's saying like
Nothing to do with
the
demons in this
18-year
case.
thing.
Nothing to do with demons in this case, though, is it?
No.
Because kids are for life. I mean, even now, my kids are in their
What?
20s, and I'm a basically walking ATM machine. I may as well have a pad on my. They just put their PIN number in, and I'll give dish money out to them. Kids are for life. That's it.
Well, I think he made the point that, you know, it is a serious issue to have children with somebody, and if you're not with them, taking care of them is a difficult situation. Pastor Bob mentioned that. So.
Nothing to do with demons, though.
Nope.
Totally
And
relevant.
the next one is every time you hook up with someone,
Yeah.
you leave a little piece of yourself behind.
Heyo.
Well,
No, I actually have something.
Epithelial cells, you know, sure. Epithelial cells, you touch, you rub, you grind. Yeah, you're going to leave
UV light out. Yep.
Mhm.
You were here.
I had crabs once, and that was added to me. That wasn't taken away.
They show up under the UV light too.
I had to fucking shave myself and put this cream on. It made me want to fucking wash everything in the sink. I have to fucking throw cold water on that crap. We got rid of them.
And
That was,
look,
that was
just,
the only part that I agreed with.
well, just for the record, guys, just for good practice, you know, do leave a tip if you need to. Okay.
And also a tip: if you get crabs from the person you slept with, whether it be a woman or a man, I don't know. Don't phone them to confirm it and say that that doesn't go down well. Yeah. Be prepared for a bar.
All right. You're making me itchy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And that is absolute fact. The more people you've been
fact.
with,
Yeah.
the higher your body count, the
That's
less
fact.
likely you will ever be able to cleave to another
Fuck
person.
you.
For love.
Oh, I see. Right.
I don't see how that follows. No.
That doesn't
Well, I think if you obviously we feel our emotions or our emotions are triggered a little stronger when we're younger. That's just biology, right?
Yeah.
So there's a reason, obviously, right? We've evolved to hyperfixate on bonding and recreating or reproducing because that's Darwinian. Survival.
Now
of the
this is
fittest. So
this is one thing that I think we should teach the kids, and I think it's true. When you have sex with somebody, it is a really powerful emotional experience, and you do leave a little bit of yourself behind, but it doesn't make you defective like he's suggesting, right? But it does involve you with that person in an intimate way for the rest of your life. And you'll sit around when you're in your 70s and you'll remember that shit. I mean, it's a part of you forever. And it's a powerful experience. I wouldn't want to downplay that, right? But this bullshit that you won't, that if you sleep with three, what he's getting at here is the women should be virgins.
Somehow you're not worthy if you found the right one after you've already slept with somebody else. That's
a little bit of you is gone. Your value is gone. Yeah.
And like that show on the line, you are not chewed gum because you've had sexual relations with somebody else. You just have to develop yourself, your personality, your be more in touch with your emotions, because a lot of the problems that he's talking about have to do with where you are emotionally when you're with other people.
But there would be nothing wrong with a culture that basically played to the importance of intimate sexual relationships and made it a little bit less of this bullshit that men are lustful, penises seeking out. I mean, if we because it in my life it was a powerful thing, right? And it still remains powerful memories and powerful attachments. And I think if we quit, I don't know. I hate the idea that men are these lustful penis machines, right? Because that's not fucking true. I mean, there are a lot of men that feel very deeply in those relationships, and
Well, yeah.
if we were in a culture that took more care of that, what's that?
There is urges in adolescence. That's natural.
Yeah, and
I want to know
there
what
are,
about a higher. Is he talking about war films? What's a higher body count for?
Yeah, I know
and
body count,
Wesley's here giving digital Jesus bread to everyone. Thank you, Wesley. I've hit 9. I don't feel any different. But,
Wesley has blessed us all, and the
yeah,
demons should be gone. So everybody can get busy this evening and be demon free. We're good to go. All right.
Thank you, Wesley.
just wear your blessed condom.
Holy water.
Galatians 5:1 says, "Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage."
Mm-hmm.
He likes the
Anyone,
bondage, doesn't he?
That-
He likes a bit of bondage. Yeah.
What's the
How did
bondage
he get
that he's
into bondage?
speaking of? Yeah, but the bondage he's speaking of is to what, though?
Handcuffs?
He's not giving it any context there.
Well, a yoke is basically a steering wheel, isn't it? That's what they call it, yoke.
Well, usually they're talking, yeah, but they're using it metaphorically. It has to be oppression or religion or some kind of
I think
reason they're using it.
the modern equivalent is the washing machine, as far as I can tell on Pornhub.
Put it on unbalanced load in there.
Yo.
who's involved in sexual sin, fornication, anyone who's involved in having sex outside of marriage, you are absolutely 100% out of fellowship
girl.
with God.
There you go. 100% God's mad.
I would say 99%
Because you
of the planet.
got, a little horny on a
Friday
date.
night.
And these things, because that's the way you were made, but don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's really weak. That's really weak because they will also explain the beauty and the wonderfulness of having sex within marriage. What a great gift it is. Maybe not getting specific, but they're talking about, you have orgasms and all these good. It's a great thing, right? But then on the same thing, now all of a sudden it's bad just because you didn't get married. Enjoying that same wonderful, like Mike was saying, especially those early experiences. A lot of us still remember that first time, right? So I don't see how he's trying to demonize a wonderful thing that's okay again just from one day to the next because you got married. It's very odd.
In 20 minutes' time, I'm 56 years old, and I still have not had sex with a virgin.
In 20 minutes.
Yeah, 19th of January.
Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So what passage did he quote just now?
What's that, Scott?
What passage was this guy quoting just now? It was from Galatians?
Yeah, I'm not
sure.
Ephesians, maybe. I don't know.
I think he said Galatians.
New Testament.
Let me see here. Hold on.
Yeah, I've got Bible Gateway up. I was just trying to see how he was misquoting it.
Galatians 5:1 says,
Galatians 5:1.
It does. I like ChatGPT. I don't have to read the damn Bible. I can just ask questions.
Bible Hub and all those different ones have all great little search things you can do. Verse, chapter, book, all different things. Compare the different versions. Very, very handy.
Oh, the yoke of slavery It is for the freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourself be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. What the hell is he talking?
So it's not in context.
Well, with all this, it's slavery to the law, not bondage to a demon.
The burden of the law. He's calling it.
I was wondering what the
Mosaic
metaphor was, right?
law. Slavery to sin. Yeah, he is talking about the law.
Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage.
Right, and that's talking slavery.
Slavery. Bondage is slavery. Got it.
So this is about somebody being freed from slavery, right?
Yeah.
And somehow, in his twisted mind, he made it about sex.
Yeah. Bondage. That was the word bondage came up, and that was it. He was off and running.
Why did God make Pastor Bob have to wear glasses?
Yeah.
Because God is inadequate.
You got to wait till he gets to some evolution, so you got to hang in there.
And why is he wearing glasses on his?
Hopefully, we'll get to the part where he mentions evolution.
Why is he wearing glasses on his stream? Because he can't see us anyway. So I don't know what the fuck. That made no sense.
Well, he knows Dillahunty.
Safety first. Safety first. Yeah.
He's trying to go for the approval of Christians, because Dillahunty, he looks like Matt Dillahunty, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, and Bob and I both got flannel shirts on, but he's in California, and it makes me question what's so great about California if we both got flannel shirts on.
It's all about the flannel and the motorbike.
That's a Costco flannel shirt. I mean,
he's got that quilted one on. It looks like those are warm.
Yeah, you get those at Costco.
Yeah, he's
anyone who's involved in sexual sin, fornication, anyone who's involved in having sex outside of marriage, you are absolutely 100% out of fellowship with God.
Okay.
You cannot say, "Oh yeah, but me and my girlfriend are going to get married." No. If you're involved in sexual sin, pornography, anything along those lines, you are absolutely out of fellowship with God.
Oh dear.
All right, we got that clear then.
I'm happy about that. I don't want to be
me too.
in fellowship with a war.
Let me just balance this up.
So there's no forgiveness though, right?
Let me just balance this up, all right? On one hand, I've got fellowship with God, and on the other hand, I've got a smoking hot girlfriend who wants to fuck me all the time and give me so many orgasms that I can't handle it.
That's a tough choice.
That is a tough choice.
I'll think about that one for a little while.
That's the jealousy speaking.
Yeah, for a while, like 1,000th of a millisecond. Holy shit.
Well, to be honest, my lady friend, nurse, I licked her like a chuppy chup lollipop. I licked her all over.
Okay. Not too many details.
Not penetrate sex.
But Michael says,
am I going to hell or am I going to heaven?
We've already determined that. You're
You just go to hell
got a
because you're an
chance.
asshole.
You're just here hoping the rest of us have a shot, dog. But you're done.
I get that.
And Michael makes a point here more than one way that do I care about being out of fellowship with God? And again, though, in the moment, I don't think two young people that are in that moment are really thinking about Sunday school. Right. I don't think it enters the mind. And that's why they need to have proper education and not forget to use that condom, which could prevent a lot of these things that Pastor Bob is talking about.
Holy condom.
With holy condom water-based lubricant line. And we need a patent on that. I want somebody to get a patent on that for me, please. We'll get this patented
I would
to
like
the Saturday Night at the Atheists holy water lubricant based line of products.
Deconverted man came up with the Jesus condom, and now with holy water or something like that. But I want to point out that he just completely equated having two human beings having sex with Pornhub. He made them equivalent in his last line. And I'd like to know
look at pornography. Yeah.
Yeah, he made them equivalent.
You know, I don't really worry about being out of fellowship with Bigfoot.
No.
Why would I worry about being out of fellowship with God? He needs to establish that there is a God that exists, that we need to really be, who wouldn't go, good for you guys, you know, for two people having sex, even though they're not married, you know?
And like, if he doesn't want us to have sex, why the fuck did he make it so fucking awesome?
Popular. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Is a teenage boy a goal from hell if he puts his tissues into the right trash can? You know, the compostable or the natural way. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure.
Well, everything aside, yeah, we're biologically we want to reproduce. So there is that primal drive. Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you understand that, though, like I said, and it's not going to prevent everything, but I am guaranteed in my own mind that if you do learn at least some proper health class and sex education class, you'll remember to pull out that condom out of your pocket and use it, right? That and the church being against condoms is just awful in so many reasons, including, again, their stance against abortion. They should be trying to do everything, as Brainless mentioned, to reduce those numbers. And there you go. That young people, or that young couple, just used a condom, and they're not going to have that problem, right? Yeah. Support that, and how to properly use it with our patented line of holy water-based lubricants for your pleasure, right?
Carrie-Ann made a great point. Is a vasectomy against God, against His will?
Yes, because you need to be able to procreate.
It sure would. I would say so. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Andrew.
Maybe Pastor Bob will tell us. Let's see.
And guys, listen, God will not, if you're a born again believer, God will not allow you to be out of fellowship with Him. He will reach down there and He'll hit you upside the head and bring you back in fellowship. And
what does that even mean?
What happened to forgiveness? Good.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he mentioned born again, if you're born again, isn't that a washing away and a forgiveness thing?
I just realized something. That was God that hit me upside the head. I thought it was her husband.
Yeah, well, the problem was, Mike, you turned the other cheek, didn't you?
Yeah.
I have to say that the majority of born again believers are flat earthers, because they have to believe that someone put a dome above their disc. And that's why they believe in God again.
Oh, the irony of the creationists and everybody telling the flat earthers they're taking the Bible too literally. It's just it's that God's chocolate pool that you just dip that donut in. That's what that is. Absolutely.
Well, that's it. They have to, unless that doesn't happen and they dismiss gravity, then flat earthers are fucked.
Yeah, all they do.
If you don't ask God to help you and honestly try to get this out of your life, God will bring you to a point where you eventually will.
Yeah.
And it's a whole lot better to do it yourself than to have God force you to do it.
Just feel guilty about it. Just think you're unhuman to do it. Think you're different from everybody else because you can't control it. You need to masturbate. Just be guilty. And then get obsessed about it, and then.
But if you don't,
then go hog wild when you're in your 20s.
Yeah, but if you don't want to masturbate, just eat Kellogg's.
Some cornflakes.
Kellogg's was made to stop kids from masturbating.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Cornflakes?
there was something in a film I saw once where this old guy somebody said to him, this old guy, what do you regret most in your life? He goes, that I didn't use every hard-on.
Yeah. So many
I
hard-ons,
could say that
so
now.
little time.
Yeah.
Because my
Sexual
ding dong
sin
don't
has
work,
been
but
an
now again
issue.
it does.
Since the dawn of time. It's always been here.
Yeah, it has.
Even the angels fell into sexual sin.
Oh,
200
don't tell us this, Pastor Bob. Not the angels, too.
They
You got
didn't.
about Sodom and Gomorrah.
Angels
Not-
don't have reproductive systems, as far as I'm aware.
Oh,
They were
well,
made before
I
man,
beg
weren't
to
they?
differ. I beg to differ. Hold on, Simos.
They were
angels
made
that came
before
down
man.
to Mount Hermon, mated with human women, have the Nephilim were the
I see.
result.
There you go. There was something.
Yeah.
Exchanging genetic information, right?
Well,
Because it doesn't say that they magically did something. It said they mated with them, right? They
I think no. I think they gave themselves magic wands.
magic
You know what I mean?
wands.
Yeah.
He's
They
talking
used
about
magic wands.
the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where the angels came down and changed themselves into vixens that would draw out the sinners of.
Well, that's just entrapment. Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
come on, do
talking about
better.
the Bible now. There's all sorts of fucking barbarity and evil.
Do
there.
better. I mean, well, that's I mean, come on, that's kind of stuff make most of us weak, right? That's just not fair. That's not fair.
Oh yeah, well that's it. That was the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
What is this Nephilim
Even
crap? Is that kind of like Bigfoot?
Nephilim are
Nephilim is
Bigfoot.
giant.
According to, I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. According to L.A. Marzulli, who has a supernatural channel, he is big on giants and giant skeletons, and he believes that, yes, the Nephilim are and were Bigfoots.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, he was 28 foot apparently.
So, yes, according to certain folks, and there's a lot of camps on Bigfoots and they're what they are and everything, but yes, LA is in the camp of the Nephilim are Bigfoots, and the
Yeah, I thought there was a
Smithsonian is
connection.
hiding the giant skeletons, and he's all in that crowd.
Normally, in humanity, anything above 8 foot is classed as a freak of some sort. I don't know why, but they are. But Nephilim were fully grown men, and they were like 30 feet tall. They were giants.
That's a big Bigfoot.
That's a big Bigfoot.
Hell yeah.
So Phantom X11 points out that if humans and angels could mate, or humans and Nephilim, then they were the same species or the same kind. Same kind, maybe.
Well, for some reason, yeah, when
Nice.
angels mate with the human, I guess they were males because they found them attractive or something. Of course, I guess it could have been the other way.
Yeah.
Well, the
That,
big thing
I
I've
don't know.
seen,
They give birth to giants, which that had to have been rough in the childbirth too, to give birth to a 30-footer.
Right. And they kind of brush over this in the Bible, but I'd like to know exactly what God's relationship was to that young Mary, that girl. They don't really give you a lot of details, do they? For good reason.
well, it deals with giants. The Old Testament deals with giants, monsters, dragons.
Well, I'm trying to understand
all
where
that.
the cross.
Especially Harry Potter for idiots.
Well, Mike, you're the genetics expert here. Well, how does it come that the angels and the humans make giants? Where's that recipe?
There must be a
Because-
recessive gene or something, and if it becomes homozygotic, then yeah, it could happen, Dave.
There you go.
have to have a recessive.
I'm glad you were here to answer that.
Well, the Virgin Mary was impregnated by a fucking ghost.
A ghost, yeah.
Doesn't that make Jesus intersex?
No, it makes it a ghost story, like we were just talking about earlier, about all these different cultures that have these spirits that visit you in the middle of the night. It's an exact parallel to all those stories, to the Mary story. Exactly. The spirit visited her in the middle of the night. They weren't actually doing anything, and it wasn't a nocturnal emission, and it wasn't this, and it wasn't this, and it was a spirit.
It just makes Joseph
also,
makes Joseph a quick thinker.
but also, like with the teen pregnancy, like they probably just want to keep up the what they're talking about in the book, because apparently, Mary was 14.
Yeah, but to the cheating
Yeah, I
woman,
want to know more about that. I want to know more about that.
To the cheating woman back in the day, the punishment was death. Obviously, everything was death back in the day. If you did this, did that, you die. People would kill you.
I thought it was smoking weed.
This is my thing. My thing of the birth of Jesus
Ruined that story. Dang.
Is that Joseph?
We were looking forward to getting stoned, dog.
Joseph was a carpenter, right? And he was on 24-hour. He was on call out that night, and Romans were kicking in a lot of doors, so he had to go fixing doors. That was Joseph's bit, and Mary thought, "I'm fucking fed up with you being on 24-hour call out, so I'm going to go to a wine bar." And she was on the tables, lifting her skirt and dancing around. And she got backscuffled behind the bench at the back of the wine bar.
The angels are crying, dog.
All of a sudden, she's pregnant, and then she said, "Oh, Joseph, oh, God did it." That was it.
You're making the angels cry, dog.
Of course, I'll make baby Jesus cry.
Angels cry.
That fucking nonsense.
Okay, let's see if we can get through some Bob here. Hold on.
Angels weren't strong enough to fight it.
So
Yeah, there you go. The angels are not strong enough to fight the urge.
Then how can you expect the human to do it?
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. So God ultimately fucking created he couldn't send strong enough angels.
Nope.
You know, I feel sorry for this guy's kids because I think they're probably quite fucked up. I do, literally. I feel sorry for these kids.
You gotta wonder what.
These kids are probably asking the question: "Why aren't you riding that bike, Dad? Why is it up on a desk?"
No, there's no way these kids are asking me any questions.
Why do you just polish it and not fucking ride it?
They're long gone.
And you know what? I think his kids probably don't respect him. They fear him. He's that kind of person.
He is scarier in his Harley shirt with his tattoos, which I thought you weren't supposed to have tattoos, but
So listen, right now, sexual sin is it's higher than it's ever been.
Right.
And of course, cell phones don't help. You can go on your cell phone and watch porn in the privacy of your own home. No one sees what you're doing. It's just,
Thank you very much.
It's not like you got to go down to some.
Oh man, now you told everybody, Bob.
Yeah, that's fine. I feel better now. I feel better because I've got permission to do it.
You let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Some shady massage parlor like back in the old days.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
See, you knew right where to go, didn't you, Bob?
He's a sailor. He was a sailor. 100%.
That's because he's born again. Like before, he did all those things, and now he's good again.
That's why you wear flannel.
And
You're ashamed.
And that's one of the things that I also have against the religious shit. They say, "Oh, you're an atheist because you just want to sin." No, I take responsibility for my actions.
Yeah, I don't just want to
They
sin.
say "Oh yeah, I just do everything," and then I say, "Oh please, sorry God, I'm sorry," and then it's all good again. Fuck you. And then they hide the most atrocious crimes from the rest of the world because, but they said sorry to God.
I
I
want to
don't-
quickly say,
I
it's midnight. Well, it's 46,
Ooh, yes.
47. Happy birthday to me. Happy
Happy birthday,
to me.
fucker. It's Dog's birthday.
Yeah, I'm 56 now.
Old
56 and 1 minute.
Woo!
Oh, happy
I'm
birthday,
still a kid.
Doug.
56 and a quarter soon. I'm still a kid.
I was just about to say.
I'm 12 and a half.
All
Anyway,
right, everybody drop happy birthdays in the chat for Dog. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Say happy birthday, asshole.
But listen,
asshole.
the reason it is getting so
Assholes
bad
need birthdays too.
is because the demonic host, they know that their time is short. And they are in a frenzy attacking people. You know that the demonic hosts, the demons, are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim.
There. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, at last.
The demons are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim, which are the angels that couldn't control themselves. Okay.
No, the children of the
We're
children
putting
of
it
the
together. And this
angels.
is our
The children of
fault.
the angels.
This is our fault because God's angels couldn't control himself, and the descendants of the Nephilim are the demons.
Yeah, but again, I've said this earlier.
He's
God created everything. Why? And he's the ultimate narcissist. Why would he create things that he couldn't control?
Yeah, he made a bunch of horny angels, and that didn't work out too good, did it?
Wait. So God is not all powerful because there's things he can't control.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
I get that.
But,
I'm trying to put it together. I'm trying to put it together.
Yeah, Dog, I got a shot for your birthday. Happy birthday, fucker.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Cheers.
So God obviously isn't the omnipotent prick we all think he is, if he exists, of course, because he has no control.
I think before then, before he created man, he was probably going to Blockbusters for his porn videos, but they closed down. They closed down, so he had to invent man so he could start Pornhub.
Oh, we're dating ourselves.
When they all died in the flood, their spirits are the spirits that roam the earth. Gives in to this
oops, wait a minute.
Even the angels weren't strong enough to. Their spirits are the spirits that roam the earth. And they're hungry, they're thirsty, and they have a sexual appetite, but they have no body. They cannot in any way relieve themselves.
Okay, so since the flood, there haven't been any Nephilim. Just their spirits lingered on. Here we go again.
They think they've got penises, but they don't actually have penises. So,
well, I've heard that part of the flood was to destroy the Nephilim.
Oh, yeah, good point. Actually, I thought he destroyed everything but one family. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and the Nephilim were supposedly destroyed in it, but the spirits of them live on. It's like, well, then come on, Yahweh. This is again.
How inadequate is that fucker?
And I
destroys
believe
the whole planet, but misses his target.
Yeah, the evil spirits skated right through, while everything else had to pay the price of being totally wiped off the face of the earth.
Oh, but wait. Isn't he all knowing? So didn't he know that outcome? So
and he knew that was going to happen.
Didn't he just murdered all those people for nothing? Oops.
Right.
And kept a 750-odd year old man to build a boat on his own. Yeah, go God.
Yeah, and now I feel now he's Pastor Bob's done it now, because up to now I was just feeling sorry for his kids. After this little bit of theology, I'm feeling sorry for his congregation. I really am. They must be so confused. Every Sunday they go and listen to a sermon that starts out, "Well, the Lord is good," and it ends with, "Well, just saying, the Lord fucked up a lot," you know.
I also heard how did they feed the carnivorous animals? And they said they were fed with dead sinners, floating dead sinners.
There you go.
That shut me the fuck up. I thought, okay.
Well, according to Ken Ham, they were vegetarians till after the flood. So,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, good point.
they all argue amongst themselves.
he was feeding his watermelons.
Yeah.
So what they do is they get a human being to run with their fantasy, you know, have sexual relations, and they tie themselves around the spinal cord of that person.
Okay.
That's a little graphic as well.
I never heard that before. They wrap themselves around your spinal cord. Is that why I got back pain?
Interesting.
Dang, it's a demon. No wonder they couldn't find out what it was on the x-ray.
And they actually get a little bit of relief.
Yeah, quite a lot of relief.
I guess they're
Quite a lot.
And like,
because they're
if-
wrapped
if-
around
if
your
they're-
spinal cord and you're messing around. They somehow enjoy the nervous
but also,
impulses or something, or
I'm guessing Pastor Bob has been to a Chinese massage parlor.
B.S.
no,
Lewis.
but,
Next stop, Kundalini.
no, but also like if there are creatures out there that have those urges and like they can only fulfill them through a human, aren't we good for helping them with that?
that's where I'm not understanding what's
Like yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
whose fault is it, right? Whose fault is it? This is
I'm
very
guessing
confusing.
every creature from
Yeah.
like back from a bacteria even needs to procreate and double and survive. Doesn't everyone deserve a chance on this planet? That's why COVID.
Well, you got more than a chance if you get, this is becoming an eternal thing or a Hydra thing or something. Whatever you do to try to get rid of it, you just get more.
Well, even COVID is conformed to, put in its place, whereas it will make people ill for a couple of weeks. And it's basically become the common cold now, or another version of the common cold, because it knows if it needs to survive, it needs to conform. That's just, isn't that just a basic altruistical formality?
How it was designed to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. And it came on aggressive, as it does, is a new bacteria or new form of bacteria.
I'm cussing evolution every time I'm sick, trust me. And every time my back hurts, too. Dang evolution, I'm walking around. Dang evolution, everybody's laughing.
Well, obviously, they need humans to survive, and they'll make people.
Yeah, I know, but
and
make my nose run and everything, and man,
that's how everything works.
It's a terrible inconvenience. It really is.
Yeah. Whose bright idea was it to make us walk on two legs?
Dang evolution.
It's now all year round common cold.
I can be unthrilled about evolution at times, definitely.
Yeah.
Don't think that you're having sex outside of marriage and there's not a demonic entity involved, because there is.
No, because demonic entities don't.
John 8:32 says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." People listen.
Amen.
Time is short.
Set you free.
If you have any kind of sexual sin in your life, whether it be pornography, you're having an affair, you're sleeping with your boyfriend, you're sleeping with your girlfriend, whatever it is.
All of those.
I guarantee you are out of fellowship with God.
Thank you.
And I guarantee you there are demonic entities involved.
Thank you.
People listen. You need to get on your knees, and you need to.
Oh yes.
Every time they say you have sexual problems, and then you need to get on your knees, it does. It just opens yourself up for all kind of jokes. It really just does.
Thank you every time.
I'll
Yeah,
get on my
and-
knees.
he's
Well,
the
wasn't
gift that
and,
keeps
and
on
here's a good joke. It wasn't getting on your knees what got you in trouble in the first place. Heyo.
Yeah.
Ask God to forgive you and to help you get out of this situation.
Giggity.
And if you come to God with a pure heart and you ask Him to help you to get out of this situation, He will do it.
He will do it. He
And
will.
if you notice
do
that
it.
little bit of
will-
music kicking in there, that's in it.
He will. He will cover for you.
He will
Yeah.
cover for you.
He's the perfect wingman. You know.
All right, and so never fear though. Like I said though, we got plenty of Pastor Bob. Pastor Bob also is going to go on to explain.
Pastor
I
Bob
have to-
is a shocking waste of a pastor.
I have to look. I don't have them all in my head here.
Pastor
Yeah,
Bob is a bullshit.
He's gonna explain. One of these is how to flee from the demon, and
Oh my God! We
What's-
know the answer, Dave. I'm not
what's-
sure this is going to be
what's the other
theologically
one?
worthy.
Oh, and who are the demons? I'm not sure which one of these is next, but it's either who are the demons or how to get away from the demons. So that's
Yeah. There we go.
Well,
that's what we got
Isn't
next
it
year.
useful to first know who the demons are, and then you can know how to get away from them?
Bob will explain.
Well, I might have taken them out of order from his channel. Like I said, the first one we just watched here was what Mike came across, and then I found some more. So these aren't necessarily in order, so I can't say for sure on that, Brainless. He could have put them in order, and we're not playing them in order. So I will take the blame
It
if
doesn't
I
make
didn't
it-
play them
Dave,
in the right order.
doesn't make any difference, Dave. The order is not going to make this any better, right? This is like, this is not just low-hanging fruit, right? This is low-hanging vegetables.
Yeah, and and BS would like to mention congrats. We made it through the video, and we made it through the video
Thank
with
you.
time to spare this evening. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I apologize.
even with dog contributing,
I apologize.
you're all good, dog. You're all good, dog. Don't worry about it.
Good boy. You're a good boy.
All right,
Your birthday, so we're gonna say good boy.
It's my birthday, so fuck you, bro.
It's your birthday.
Good morning,
So-
everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day.
Still
Yeah,
haven't
I
fixed
wanted
that
to-
fucking bike, have you?
What's going on with the beard? If you
His
come in
beard-
for a song for some reason.
It changes a lot. I noticed that he likes to change it up a lot, which I can relate. So yeah.
Do a quick video. Sometimes we get some
Jamie doesn't
things
Jamie
in the
doesn't think the
comment
same.
sections.
Jamie doesn't think the same. Jamie doesn't think the same thing about the bike. I mean, he literally has done no work on it at all.
No, we're good. The bike does change. I don't know if we're ever going to get to that video, but the bike does change. So.
Okay.
That where people are still a little bit confused about the demonic host and who they are.
I am confused.
Yes, we were very confused, and this is the right one. I put it in order. Thank you. I'm glad I hit it right. That I definitely had that question, Pastor Bob, and we were left a little confused watching the first video. So we're hoping to be more enlightened in this video as to who they actually are, because what you were explaining to us was either horny teenagers or STDs.
Everybody,
which
basically.
everybody deals with, and yeah, believer or not. So we were left confused. Yes.
Can we just say that Pastor Bob is anti-sex?
Yeah, I think he's
Outside of
anti.
marriage.
Well, I don't know. He's married,
Yeah.
so he can have the swing set up and everything, and more power to him, right?
Yeah. Well, Pastor
Somebody
Bob-
was it was brought up to me one day. Something they were trying to throw some kind of sexual sin or one of these arguments against me, and I'm like, I've been married for 35 years. I'm like, I can get the equipment out and make the neighbors wonder what the hell's going on over here. And biblically, there's nothing really that says I can't, right? So
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Not
good
even
to go.
morally.
yeah, I'm good to go.
can I say that Pastor Bob is anti-sex against everybody but him?
Well, that's typically yeah, of course.
In other words, the difference between fallen angels and demons.
Oh my goodness!
About-
Hang on. Fallen
There's-
angels are not demons, apparently.
No, their babies are. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a
Because the
difference.
fallen angels mess around with the women.
Oh my goodness.
If I
they're
have
God.
it right,
I'm
if
with
I
you,
have it
they're
right,
God.
and then they
Yeah,
give birth to the giants who got killed, but their
Yeah.
spirits live on, which are the evil demons.
Which are the demons? Gotcha. Oh, okay. Interesting.
What wasn't Beelzebub?
6,000.
Well, there's a lot.
only a fallen
A
angel.
lot of the different names and all those different things get confusing when they're talking devil, Lucifer, all these different names, Satan and everything, because there's a lot of discussion about which ones they're talking about through the Jewish culture and how the Christians then change things, and then the cultural influence, which really isn't biblical, as to how you're getting all these different names.
Well, yeah, in the Old Testament,
My understanding is it's the fallen one, right? So
Lucifer.
the
Lucifer Morningstar.
the first 5 books of the Old Testament are basically the Torah, word for word.
right,
Yet there's 96 different gods mentioned in the Old Testament, but they can't
Yeah.
get rid of it because their whole moral code is based on them fucking them commandments. They can't get rid of that book, and even though there's like
And
90 different gods.
I've seen the list before. There, yeah, it's like 100 names of God in the Old Testament or something like that.
All mentioned, and apparently
I
God got his status via
That's
a competition, probably an arm wrestle or something like that, with another god, and he won control of the planet. Apparently, that's how the book goes. I'm not saying an arm wrestle, but it was a competition, and Christian God, what we call God now, will out and won, and now he fucks everyone else's lives up. It's up to him to fuck everyone's lives up.
Well, God himself says that there are other gods because you are not allowed
Years
to
ago.
worship other
Just
gods.
right after.
Well, yeah, that's the first commandment. You're not allowed to worship any other god before me.
Well, if
First
there were no other gods, then why would he need
Yeah.
to say that?
Well, they say that Yahweh is adopted from a pantheon of gods. Like almost what Doug's saying there. Yeah, there's a competition, and they're always even with the other polytheistic beliefs. There's always like one God in charge of the other gods, So there's even a hierarchy amongst the gods, which again doesn't make sense. So.
Like Zeus.
Yeah, but in those
is
they're
in charge
usually
of
fallible.
all them others.
Yeah, what do you sit around? You sit around and argue about, about how powerful
Well-
you are all day, right?
Okay, so like the reason for this really is that when gods were really institutionalized, they were done on a city basis, the polis basis, and so but after a while, when empires started spreading, they would come in, they would raid a city, and then take their godhead into their own, just nick it basically from that city to show dominance. So then they started getting cities which had several godhead figures in them, right? And they'd still respect them because they were dealing with the supernatural, so they would build a temple. And so you'd have cities then with like 5 or 6 godheads in, right? It's literally physical symbols of the gods, right? And that was the thing that that's the original kind of Babylonian kind of version. There are many gods in this pantheon, up to 1,000 in some cities by this stage. And so, literally those are the original stories from which all of the like Middle Eastern and Near Eastern God stories are taken from. So that's the same with the Greeks, the same with the, obviously the Israelites, the same with the, the people in Lebanon, the Phoenicians, same with the Canaanites, Same with the Hittites. They all of them have the same basic story, right? Which is just inherited. Same with the Romans later. Every generation seems to just pass it down, and that the Bible is no different in that
Yeah,
respect, as we know.
I see it like this. I see, Jesus, God, whatever. Jesus was born, Jesus dies. Let's just go with it. Oh, hang on. Saturnalia. Let's say Jesus was born on Christmas Day. Let's make money. Let's do that. Oh, yeah. Now we make money. But we'll always make sure that the kids are obeying, because we'll let Santa exist, of course, and we'll keep him going, and that's it. They left out. Oh, hang on. Oh, Easter Bunny. Oh, eggs. That's more money. Let's just do that, and we'll fucking play.
We almost had
Jesus died.
We almost had Santa here tonight. I had a typo on my title earlier that I had to correct.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's like what I was trying to imply there is it's not really about money so much, although in Christianity there is that extra dimension, certainly later on. It's about empires. It's about who controls people.
Yeah, it's all
right?
about power and
So
control.
you notice that the Greek idea of gods comes directly from, like the Persians, more or less. So, and which is their direct enemies, right? So they were conquered by the Persians. Athens was burnt, etc. And these gods turn up again, right? And that is generally how it spreads across Europe. With Christianity, is it quite an interesting one because they spread it into the north of Europe.
Yeah.
Right. And before then, we were still worshipping the Viking gods, which is just another offshoot of the Greek gods.
Well,
so that's quite interesting how Christianity has done it at least twice. Okay, they've glommed on firstly to the Judo religion, right? Which was glommed on from the Canaanite religion, which is glommed on from another one, and then secondly, the Christians have then also glommed on to the pagan ideas of the northern Christians, the northern pagans, right? So we use Christmas trees and we use bunny rabbits, right? So it's quite interesting how Christianity has done this thing of morphing itself to the religions in the local area to become really this megalith that it is today. And that explains why there's so many denominations, more than in any other religion.
Yeah, because the fact is that Christianity is basically plagiarized from every other religion that has gone long before it.
Yeah, but that's basically
they all
because
do that.
They all do that, exactly.
If they conquered a place, then like, oh yeah, we need to we want to get rid of their religion, but like to make the transition easier, they stole a lot of things from those religions, so it was less noticeable. That's why we got the Christmas tree. So like, oh yeah, well, if we let them keep that tree, then they probably will accept our religion faster.
And that's about power.
Yeah,
that's about political power.
Yep.
Sometime right after creation, Satan dispatched 200 angels to Mount Hermon in northern Israel.
Wow.
And they came down, landed on Mount Hermon, and they took among them human wives.
Okay. All right. So they are male angels taking wives. Okay. 200 of them.
Sounds like an invasion story to me, by the way. Nothing to do.
Well, and they were dispatched. These aren't rebelling.
Yeah, sounds like an army of blokes turned up and decided to take the women that they wanted.
Yeah.
Very Viking of them.
Dang it. That stinking button.
Of today. All the demonic hosts that Jesus were. So this group all died in the flood, and their departed spirits are what we know as the demonic host today. That
if you say so.
That do drugs, whether it be marijuana, anything.
All right, here we go.
Any kind of satanic game. Dungeons and Dragons, Charlie, anything satanic, you have a good opportunity to pick up games.
Oh,
Hang on a
Oh,
minute.
yeah,
hang on a
don't
minute.
use
Hang on a minute,
There it
everybody.
is.
Let me just roll for a saving roll. Hang on. 93. No, I mean he's wrong. I saved.
Oh,
I've always found snakes and ladders to be a bit wrong. I don't
and I don't know what is Charlie Charlie. I don't know what that is.
I think he's talking about he's remembering his Coke days suddenly when he was playing D&D.
Yeah. When he lost at Monopoly.
Drugs and alcohol abuse will get you a demon.
Yeah, he definitely
Hey.
lost at Monopoly.
I'm not going to joke about anybody's problems with drugs or alcohol. Call it a demon or what you call it, whatever you want. I don't think it gets you a demon. I don't see how that follows. I think
He's going to be sexual. Knowing him. They're obsessed with sex, these Christians.
Yes, they are.
we'll see.
Drugs in the New Testament, women that do drugs, whether it be marijuana, anything else, they're called witches. Men that do it, they're called sorcerers.
Oh, dang it.
Next is disease.
Man, that thing is, that they got to fix that thing. I keep touching it wrong. And, okay, now I'm going to,
She said.
now I'm going
Dave,
to,
That's what she said.
that'll be
gonna-
the demons. That'll be the mice demons.
yeah, if you
See-
touch that play button a little bit too high, it hits the bar and it brings the video back.
That's what she said.
I know, and I'm hearing it too often.
See,
All right, so
I
now
always
we're
thought
okay. The
that.
drugs are the witches and the sorcerers. Okay, well now we can make fun of it because
See, I
he's not
always-
just talking about people with substance abuse. He's talking about people in the Bible who were doing drugs, were witches and sorcerers.
see, I always go back to
Yeah.
progressive women who were clever and they can do these things, and it's all the misogyny that the Bible teaches people, and they wouldn't allow progressive women, so they fucking burn them. They wouldn't, or they say if you drowned, you weren't a witch, and if you
And
survived,
why weren't they doing that when they were coming down and having these giant babies and stuff?
exactly.
They seem to have gotten away with that too.
This is just progressive women who worked out, I can make a cake easier, or I can heal you easier with this balm I've invented, or whatever. And they were witches for some reason. And this is just ignorance. Ignorance.
I gotta find my spot again. Hold on.
The quickest way for a Christian, a born-again believer, to have a demonic entity harass them is to be out of fellowship with something and you return
did
to
that.
it. You
Yeah.
take the chance of getting 7 other demons besides the one you started, worse than
Wait a
the
minute.
first. People,
Okay,
every time God delivers you from something. 12:43 says, when an unclean spirit has gone out of a man, he walks through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. Then he says to himself, I will return to my house from whence I came out, and when he has come, he finds it empty, swept, and garnished. Then he goes and takes with himself 7 other
That'll be-
spirits more
That'll
wicked.
be post-nut clarity. I haven't heard any of this, by the
Now
way.
we got 7 more involved.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Can I just say,
Seven more
if you're a Christian and you're out of fellowship with God, you're what we call a born-again Christian.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Himself.
I'm here all week.
And they enter into there and dwell therein, and the last state of the man is
By the
worse
trim.
than the first. People, anytime God delivers you from something and you return to it, you take the chance of getting 7 other demons besides the one you started with.
oh
Yes,
man.
So remember, when God delivers something, always keep the receipt.
Yeah.
So if
Eight
you're
demons.
trying to behave, but you have a so-called slip up,
Yeah.
God's
Eight
going to
demons
punish
on
you
your ass.
7-fold for it. Come on, man. This
But that's
God
what I'm
guy
saying.
sounds
He's
awful.
an asshole.
I know. I keep hearing how great God is, but I'm not seeing it here, Pastor Bob.
Yeah. And like he loves you so much that if you don't love him, he'll burn you
Yeah.
alive
Sevenfold.
forever.
Sevenfold.
And why is God against demons, yet he's willing to send them on you?
But he's sending the demons. Right. That's a big problem there too. Yeah. I haven't figured that one out. That one's really bothering me, Pastor Bob.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay. That's speaking of, I went to the doctor and I said, "Doctor, it hurts when I do this." Doctor said, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
All right, back at you, Simos.
Having something in your life that doesn't belong there will get you a demon attached to you. And I'm not saying possessed. There's a difference. A born-again believer cannot be possessed. But a born-again believer that's out of fellowship with God can have a demon with them on the outside harassing them. And
now, hold on. And now you said wrapped around your spine, intertwined with the being.
Yeah, but that's only if you're not born again. If you're born again like that, that's like magic shield or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm spinally injured, and I know that's bollocks.
But I thought he was indicating before that no matter what, you're in trouble if you already messed around outside of marriage with that demon. So even if you're born again, then the demon can't come back because it can only stay around the outside of you and cause you problems.
Is Bob giving mixed theological messages again?
Well, yeah, God allows babies.
So the demon's not actually in you anymore, but it's just like hanging around, knocking stuff over or whatever.
But why isn't he in me? Like, it felt so good.
Easy, brainless.
Yeah, God allows you to be born with an extra chromosome, which causes Downs, and other illnesses, and God allows this for some reason. I don't know why. And babies with AIDS in Africa, I've mentioned that, and
as I mentioned before, because he's evil. He's the evil one.
There are a lot of good arguments for an evil God. Yeah.
You read the Old Testament,
people, places, and things. If you go places you shouldn't be going, like my friend that went to that tarot card reader, that's a good way for him.
Hey, a
tarot card. A tarot card. Oh my goodness.
Tarot card reader. Yeah.
Carrot. Yeah, it related to carrot. I don't like an onion and garlic.
I left him a comment on that. That was great. I said, Bob, it's tarot, not tear it. He's pronouncing it like carrot, and it's precious, Bob. I got a laugh out of it. Very funny. I played with some tarot cards, and
we did. Remember that?
My tarot cards didn't do any good, but I'm happy to scare you with them. I got
and can I tell you, call me get me Italian dish without onion and garlic.
I need to make myself big here. There we go, Bob. We got the tarot cards right here. See, tarot. We got the tarot cards right here, and they're not very scary.
Tarot.
Tarot, not tarot.
And I don't know what the demon's doing.
Brilliant. I love that. I love that he's pronounced it as he's read it. So that actually gives you some insight into this man. But he's never ever heard anybody say tarot before.
Yeah.
Never in his entire life. He just read it look, what's this?
And
Tarot.
Dave, might be pretty lonely.
I have to point out that, Bob, before you do a video, I do have one thing that I try to do, and I think everybody should do, is look up words if you're not sure about them. Because, it's pretty well known that it's called tarot cards. And, it is funny, but you kind of blew it there.
Yeah, and Google has a pronunciation thing, so you can look up the word and then
Yes, it
just
does.
press the little speaker button, and it'll play you the sound of the word being pronounced.
I use
say
it
pronounced.
often.
I say pronounced. I mean pronounced.
When I write a script now, when I'm talking like, something like this, I could mess something up. But when I'm doing something in a video and I do a script, if I'm just, I don't even hesitate. I look it up because I would rather be sure than to mess something up. And, it could be offensive if I'm using somebody's name of their religion, their culture, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, common courtesy, make an effort to pronounce it right.
It's
So,
a silent. It's a silent T, and well, I should say a T at the end because it's not ARA cards. It's
yeah. Well, he read it like carrot. It's obvious where he got it from.
That's dear. That's so dear. That's exactly how it's written. I love that.
Yes.
But also, the reason I don't pronounce it that way is because I sold my soul to the devil when I was at school.
Of course you do. That makes sense.
I can tell that about you, Simos.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I can tell.
I don't know how I managed to pay attention through my formative years at school. I feel like, I guess, like Pastor Bob Deere didn't have the demons at his back telling him to listen to the teacher.
And there is, speaking of, if you want to see me playing around with tarot cards and a Ouija board and all that, you can check out my channel and in my past videos. We did it for Halloween last year, and as well as this year, I was over with Joe at the Kentucky Atheist, who had a tarot card reader, and was doing readings, and we were learning about the tarot cards and everything. Subscribe to my channel. Check out some of the older videos. We did a lot of different fun things along those kind of lines. And there's also links in the description for everybody here at the panel, mostly. I have to drop one or two when I'm done, but most of the panel members here, you can find their links in the descriptions. Make sure you go and subscribe there. And if you don't know, I also have the Grassman channel, okay? And it's almost 100 subs. So let's get the Grassman channel over 100 subs. Grassman Chronicles, the link is in the description. I'd appreciate subscribing over there. There are plans to grow that channel and hopefully have guests coming on, like when I had Stephanie on telling her own story. And I'd love to get that going over at the Grassman. And of course, the more subs, the more algorithm, more people out there, more it gets the word around. And hopefully we'll get some folks on telling their stories in the future, and that would be wonderful to have. So help everybody out. Subscribe all the way around. I appreciate it, and I appreciate it for everybody else as well.
So, Dave, let me get to, is this still the first video?
No, we're on the second video.
Oh, you are? Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah, we might even get to the third one here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bail. I'm gonna have to bail here at some point. So
Time to get a demon.
You go when you need to, Mike. No, don't worry.
I got an appointment with some really good pork ribs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Those dang pork. They owe you, don't they?
Yeah, there's demons in those suckers too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also baby ribs. Who doesn't love?
Well, if you put
rib?
if you suck the bone, if you put the bone in your mouth, the demon transfers into your mouth. You know how that works, right?
Hey-o.
That makes sense. Considering that song is "Give Me My Baby Back, Baby Back, Baby Back."
Baby back.
Oh, I love every year for my birthday. That is not even a question what we're having for dinner. We're having ribs. And in season here, so I'm making them on the grill with a nice smoke and everything. And oh, delicious.
Yeah,
Come on, warm weather.
About 5 minutes, I'm going to succumb to the pork rib demon. So.
Oh boy, they're calling you.
Oh yeah.
Every time the sauce bubbles, it's Mike.
Yeah.
Places you shouldn't go. People that shouldn't be in your life. And things. Things that you have. People, listen, I'm constantly going through my house. I check
There you go.
everything.
Yeah, but you live in a
Because
garage.
you never know what you pick up and you don't think about it.
What? What is he talking about?
There
So
you
what
go.
are some of the signs
I don't know.
that a believer has a demon hanging around?
This
Oh, yeah,
is what
yeah,
we've been
okay.
waiting for.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we
Oh,
go.
Here
No.
we go. I know it's
Okay,
taken a while, folks, but we're here.
Can I just ask everybody's indulgence here? Everybody make a prediction of what you think it is. So, Brainless, you go first. We'll go down.
What demon is?
Yeah, what do you think he's going to say a demon is? What are the signs? What are the signs around the house that you have a demon?
Ladies'
Probably
underwear.
that you have some specific
One at a time.
that you have some specific objects in your house or something that.
Okay, thank you. Mike,
Oh, I have a cat. It's a cat.
it's a
Black
cat.
cat.
Okay.
Oh fuck yes!
Commander.
Not sure
I
if
think
Commander's there.
Okay.
I think
Dog,
they
what do you think he's going to say? What one of the signs that you have a
I'm
demon
going
around
to
your
say Pokemon Go because my daughter come in. She's well
Pokemon.
into
Okay,
the
thank you, Pokemon.
Go.
Let's
And
Pokemon's
she's
good.
catching them under my bed and in
Yeah.
the corners and all over the
Okay.
place.
Pokemon's good, thank you. And for me personally, before I pass it back to Dave, I think I'd probably go for copious amounts of semen up the walls. Over to you, Dave. Over to you, Dave.
Oh no.
Uh,
I
Yeah,
know what
but
he's
I-
gonna. I know what he's gonna say,
Whenever a
but
house inspector, don't go to Simon's Funk's house with a
I see. I see there.
Oh,
I see the.
I honestly
one of
have no idea.
one of the guesses I see in the chat there.
Dildo collection. Okay, I honestly,
so I got a demon.
honestly do not
Okay.
have a clue.
Whammons.
So I've got a collection like that. Never mind. Bulk collection.
Number
Got a
one,
few.
your health. Your health starts
didn't
to
get-
suffer, and especially skin issues.
Especially with the palm of your hand.
I didn't hear skin issues from anybody.
Yeah, you
Is
get
he
very
talking about
soft.
bed
You
bugs?
get very
Is he
soft
talking
palms of your hand.
Okay, bed
Rashes,
bugs are
things
they?
like that.
Rashes,
Rashes.
Headaches. People listen,
headaches.
Headaches. Women get a lot of
whenever you
headaches.
get a heaviness in your head and you go, man, I just don't feel right. It's a heaviness. You can feel it. That is always a demonic entity hanging around.
What?
You go
Always.
off on some fantasy in your head
Always.
and deal with it for like 5 minutes and all of a sudden say, oh no, that's not of God. I'm not doing that anymore. The
No,
minute
dude,
you
that's
rebuke
your
it,
heart.
You still feel the heaviness of it.
I think he's having a heart
Right.
attack.
None of you guessed a headache either.
Brilliant.
No, not a headache.
Brilliant.
This
I mean, these are the
fucking
demons.
stupid.
Yeah.
Where do they
these are
come from,
signs of
though?
a demon. Signs of a demon.
Number one sign of a demon is your health.
Headache.
Hello, Logan. How you doing? Good to see you.
Your health.
And
Hey,
hello,
Logan.
everybody else. Jason and BS and
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Jasper. Hello,
worried about
everybody.
this
Good to
guy.
see y'all. Jin, hello.
I'm still going to
So what do
go
you
with
think?
Pokemon because my daughter always finds Pokemons in my flat.
You
Like
you
real
still
ones?
holding out for number 2? Okay.
Virtual one?
Okay. I think the soft skin on the palm of the hand. I think that's got to be that's the top one for me.
Rash and a headache. Put that
Oh,
down.
rash.
Rashes and headaches. Number one reason that you got a demon. Okay. And you know,
No, I
I
think it-
I do get a headache now and then, and I was telling my wife I got this spot on my arm that itches, and if I itch it, it kind of turns, kind of like I broke a blood vessel. So I don't try to itch it, and I put stuff on it instead.
That's a
Yeah,
demon.
that demon. Yeah.
I
Definitely.
think this dude
That's
ought to go see his doctor. I think that's what he should do because
We got that super lotion instead.
Okay.
So,
So where do these demons come from? This itchiness and this headache.
Well, I think we got a few more symbols, signs first. Can we?
Yeah,
let's
okay,
get
number
to the
2,
end of
here
the
we go.
signs.
You have little pains here and there that make you start worrying.
Here and there.
Something wrong? What is that? Man, I hope I don't have a
That's
tumor.
menstruation, I think. I
Pain.
think he's talking about
Oh,
menstruation.
yeah.
Cramp.
Hey, we've all had that pain. It's like, oh, is this the end? Oh no,
It's always
nope.
led to
Wait,
a
it's
tumor.
past. Okay,
Yeah, usually a gas pain.
it's not a tumor.
Not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Unexplained pains that come and go.
Unexplained pains that come and
Oh,
go.
my God.
They're called erections. They're called erections. That's all they are.
That sounds like
The
me.
barbecue
Oh,
sauce, spicy.
You wa-
You know, it's
You wake up in the morning and you've got
It'll be
this
all right.
pain. It's
Great thing
constantly-
is that Pastor Bob thinks he's serious.
We got to give Pastor Bob privy to the pre-show when we were talking about how to properly season the babies, because obviously he's not getting the proper seasonings here.
It's indigestion, yeah.
Your links aren't working in your description, Dave.
They're not working.
Well,
No.
some of them are.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. The top two don't work. If they're his videos, they don't seem to work. I got a 404. Anyway, well, I'll check it out.
He's taking them down.
I wanted to see how many views and subscribers this guy has. I can't remember. It wasn't very many, was it? He's a lonely old man.
Yeah, no, it's a smaller channel. Yeah, see, I don't. Now, again, I don't know. If I messed up something in the description.
So this fucker's
I'll
sitting
have to
around
fix
and
it. Sorry about that.
he gets a pain in his belly, right? And he thinks, "Oh my God, it's a demon." It's like, what must it be like to live inside this dude's head? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Ask
Yeah,
the
yeah.
demons.
Holy
Absolutely.
shit.
They probably know.
He said the same thing when his spanner didn't fit the other day.
And I wouldn't have thought that.
You're right. It doesn't work. That's
Okay, I'm dying
Although
to
then
see
it
what
probably,
he's got
then
to
it
say.
probably has a metric one and not another
It might.
imperial one.
might have been because I posted it through StreamYard or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought
I'll fix
that
it.
babies need herbs and spices to make them taste better. I mean, from
That's what I thought.
the day my
They do.
kids were born, I'd have eaten them
Honestly, dog.
straight away. So I did.
You're just not
Yummy,
cultured.
yummy.
You're just not cultured. You give atheists a bad name sometimes.
Things are signs that you could have a demonic
Dicks.
entity
Dicks are
hanging
signs.
around and harassing you that you have brought on yourself.
Oh, fuck.
So,
Why
what
have
does
you got
it, can we
that
just
on?
go back?
And
I'm
here's
sorry,
another-
Dave. We need
Yeah,
to go
we
back.
answered
'Cause
it, Bob.
I thought he said dicks are a sign that you've brought something on yourself. And I would agree with that, of course. Yeah.
All right, well, so let's
Okay.
see.
Listen, whenever you get a heaviness in your head and you go, man, I just don't feel right. It's a heaviness. You can feel it. That is always a demonic entity hanging around.
Always.
You go
Always.
off on some
Yep.
fantasy in your head
A fucking
Yeah.
brain
and you
tumor.
don't work for like
I
5
know.
minutes and all of a sudden say, oh, no,
it's
that's
not
not
that.
God. I'm not doing that anymore.
Not
The
a brain
minute you
tumor.
rebuke
It's,
it, you still feel the heaviness of it.
No. It's not a brain tumor. No, that one's a helmet.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have little pains here and there that make you start worrying. Something wrong?
Yeah.
What is that? Man, I hope I don't have a tumor. Pains. Unexplained pains that come and go. All those things are signs that you could have a demonic entity hanging
Things.
around and harassing you that you have brought on yourself.
Well, I think his motorcycle's possessed.
And here's
Yeah.
another big one. You know
Big
what
one.
happened to Israel every single time they got out of fellowship with God? Their economy suffered. Their economy completely went
Oh, no.
right down the tubes.
Their economies.
Their economy suffered. Israel.
So the fucking
Every
cost
time.
of eggs is from demons, right? I didn't realize it was demons driving up the price of eggs. I thought it was a bird flu.
So every time,
well,
like the foreign army rolled through and demanded some kind of patronage and extortion pay from the whoever it was, the Jews, the king of the Jews, whoever that was. Every
That
time
was you.
they had to do it is pay tribute to a foreign king. Their economy suffered. Yeah, slavery when they were the slaves in Egypt. He's basically saying their
Apparently.
economy suffered.
And Also, when I wake up in the morning, it's a demon telling me, never again. Never again. If I've had a skinful the night before, never
Right.
again. So
Yeah.
why do I still keep doing it? Is the demon wrong? I still keep getting drunk and waking up with a hangover for some reason. Fuck the demons. They're wrong. They have to
Yes,
be wrong.
fuck them.
Give
Fuck
me-
them
There
long
you go.
and deep.
They're not correcting me at all.
You get double demons then, don't you? If you fuck the demons.
Well, it's
Yeah.
double. Well,
Well, you
yeah,
get baby demons.
yeah, that's called
Demons on the demons.
that's called Jack Daniels and Coke.
Yeah. Yeah. Vodka and Coke was my favorite thing.
I'm just getting this link here real quick.
Ah,
And speaking of tomorrow, I'm going to be on with Zach over at the Shaken Fist, which is what I'm looking for. I
Demon.
guess that one didn't get posted right either. I
Yeah,
don't know how I messed that up, but the other ones worked. So
oh, my channel works. That's all that's important. It's the only
yeah,
fucking
yours
thing.
worked. That's I want to understand why the other one didn't.
and remember, never use the shaken fist technique outside of marriage.
That's right. Zach's a lot of fun over at the Shaken Fist, and make sure if I can find it, because
Oh, what the fuck just happened?
Otherwise, you'll
to-
look like Pastor Bob.
I know.
And Jinx
a-
is right.
I have a lot of subscribers, or I have a lot of subscriptions. I mean,
Good.
I'm trying to. Let's see. There. Okay. Rolled by it twice. Rolled by it twice. Okay. Here, Shaken Fist, and I'm gonna put that in there and replace it with this one that looks. Yeah, it looks funny now. It didn't before, but now it does look funny. So thanks for telling me, Mike.
Where do these demon headaches come from now? Come on now, roll this thing. I'm dying to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
out.
Okay, and
Demon.
it says it right.
You're not
Okay.
listening.
So yeah, Shaken Fist tomorrow, link in the description. Grassman Chronicles, link in the description. They should be fixed now. It's reading right on my end. So there we go. Okay. And everybody else's links, Mike says those all work. They're all in the description too. And subscribe to them as well. Thank you.
Woohoo.
And I don't.
Same
I don't
with
know
you.
whether
When
it-
your finances start to suffer,
Yeah.
things start
Okay.
to break.
Things break. Yeah. Things break. Entropy, basically, he's talking about here.
Things break. Mind
Entropy.
you, he's got the motorcycle on the rack behind him,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, his motorcycle goes on a bench.
but not when the motorcycle breaks, just when
Yeah.
other things break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's married to his motorcycle, so that's okay. He's been
Motorcycles
married.
never break. Everybody that owns a motorcycle knows they never break. So
No.
You have to charge things you would normally pay cash for.
Flat batteries, demons.
you have to charge for things you would normally pay cash
That's
for.
a sign of a
Oh.
demon, right? That's a sign of a demon.
Is this why
Okay,
all he
what-
did was move to fucking China?
What
I'll tell you
isn't a
something. In
sign
this
of a
society, if you don't use a credit card now and then, your credit rating isn't very good. So, it's not such a
Yeah, but
bad
that-
thing. Use that
But
credit card now and again.
that's the thing that only applies in America.
I think he's talking about that massage parlor he used to go to.
I
Ooh.
haven't used cash since COVID. I have to admit, I just use my card for everything now. And that's going to be a thing.
I've done that for a while, but not a credit card.
Yeah, I always have some cash in my wallet, but I don't have a lot. So that way, if I ever lose my wallet or if somebody wants to take it or anything, it's like, go ahead. There's like, there's just change in there for, just the odd thing I can just throw, where I need a couple bucks.
Give
Otherwise,
to a
yeah,
buster.
I don't carry a lot of cash, parking or something or whatever. That's all I have it for.
I say I don't use cash at all now. There's no cash in my house. It's all on my I pay for everything on my card. If I go to the pub, on a card. And do it drink by drink or set up a little tab and pay at the end, but that's just the way it goes. Nobody is using cash anymore, or a lot less people. Not everybody.
Yeah.
But,
Tell me you don't smoke drugs without telling me you don't smoke drugs.
I don't smoke drugs.
I know. Because you don't use cash, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, I know there's people that still use the cash.
I think I probably don't need cash. I probably don't need cash to get drugs.
Yeah, but that's the way the banks are going.
Not anymore. Yeah.
That way now, and soon we'll be using cyber money with your Bitcoin,
Trump coin,
like that, Trump coin
You
or whatever.
your mark of the devil.
I'm waiting for the Amazon line to come out.
Well, yeah. Well, people have Amazon Prime because it's free delivery if you want to buy shit.
Yeah.
And people buy shit.
You start taking money out of savings instead of putting money in savings. All those are signs that you could have a demonic entity.
You take money out of your savings. It's an demon.
Okay. So getting screwed over
We've been there.
By the rich people is having demons. Okay.
Well, isn't the idea to put money in the savings so that, like Pastor Bob said, then you could go pay for something in cash?
No, that would be demonic.
That would be demonic.
Yeah.
No, you can't take anything out of your savings once it goes in there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would be demonic.
Right.
So that means that I don't use cash anymore. That means I'm going to heaven and
no, you're already doomed, dog. I'm trying to get out of it.
You're going to voodoo hell. We know it. With a tarot card.
Tarot card.
People, listen. The best thing you can do is simply ask
carrots.
Oh, he's whispering. It must
I
be
laughed
bad.
about it. I laughed about it. I did. It was funny.
Go on, back again then. Let's hear it one more time.
Number one, Heavenly Father, is there anything in my life that doesn't belong there?
Dave, we need to go back because he whispered something.
Oh,
and if he's whispering, it must be bad for him, right? Like, I don't want to say this, but
their economy suffered. Their economy completely went right down the tubes.
Okay.
Same with you. When your finances start to suffer, things start to break. You have to charge things you would normally pay cash for.
Yeah. He's describing my ex-wife.
You start taking money out of savings instead of putting money in savings. All those are signs that you could have a demonic entity hanging around.
Okay.
It was my wife.
Science.
The best thing you can do is simply ask God. Two things. Number one,
give me money.
Heavenly Father, is there anything in my life that doesn't belong there? Father, is there anything that has my fellowship between me and you all jacked up? And if there is, get rid of it.
Yeah,
and the second one is, look around your house. Check everything. I recently, a while back, I threw away a letter opener. I don't even know where I got it, but I had it for years. And it had like I don't know it was a head of a woman. It looked pretty cool, but I mean, you look, you go, man, I mean, it didn't look right. I threw it away.
Demonic.
Nice.
There you go. So if you have a letter opener with an engraved head on it, throw it away, and your demon problems are solved, because that's the end of the video. And you know what?
Okay.
That's 2 videos.
Alternatively,
wow.
If you've got,
to see, hear the music.
Alternatively, if you've got anything with the head, if you've got anything with the head of a woman on it, throw that away, and your demon problems will go away as well. At least they did for Pastor Bill. Bob.
I just realized my ex-wife had the head of a woman on her.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And how much better has your life been since then?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Once you get that demon bitch out of the house, man, it's amazing how good it gets.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anybody else?
goodness.
Anybody else? No. Okay.
No,
Oh,
I'm gonna obviously.
We tried to summon demons. We didn't have any luck. So
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go
I've
eat.
got one.
Not as many
Yeah,
as
okay,
everyone
Mike.
else.
Enjoy.
Good night. Good night.
My daughter
Thanks,
comes
Mike.
around and
Bye.
collects Pokemon, so most of the demons like under my bed and in the corners and what.
You're back on Pokemon now.
Collecting them for me. So I won't be
We
a
got
demon.
I fucking love it.
we got some more
Dog,
Bob.
right?
Do y'all want to look at some more Bob, or have you had enough of Bob?
I don't know about you, right? But Bob seems to be theologically unaware of the possible consequences of some of his statements. Now, I'm not saying that because we come from a community which is heavily apologetics based, but let's just say he's no Frank Turek. Okay. That's it.
Dr. Frank Turek, get it right. He's got
Yeah,
a religious doctorate of nonsense. Remember that?
Professor Doctorate. Yeah.
Professor Doctorate Frank Turek. You actually debated Chris
he's got
once.
he's got some demon stuff and he's got some evolution stuff.
I think, we need Mike for the evolution. Damn it. Oh, well.
We got over this. We'll listen here for a minute and we'll see if he's got anything good. And if not, we'll
yeah, let's ignore the mountain of evidence of normality and listen to Bob some more.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all.
I want you to know is
Now, he has worked on that Harley quite a lot. I'll give you that.
That's a dead fight. Changed.
No, he's just rebuilt the Harley. That's all.
having a blessed day.
He got rid
I
of all
sit
the
out
demon
here and
parts.
I wait.
Yeah.
I wait till everything's
turned out to be a
nice and
dirt bike.
calm, and the minute I hit record on that camera, a train goes by. So other than
that's
noise
hilarious.
pollution, everything's fine.
You know what you should do,
Hey,
Bob? You should go over there and you should blow the shit out of that railway because it's demonic.
Well, it's just God not wanting him to record this.
I wanted to continue on a subject that we've covered multiple times over the last 4 or 5 months, and that is drawing nearer to God. And the reason I keep harping on this is because we
You're an
are
asshole.
living in the end times. And pretty soon that trumpet's going to sound. And when that trumpet sounds, I want every single one of you to be able to look up with a smile on your face, knowing
Say,
that you are a child of God.
Everybody should say, when you hear that trumpet, everybody
All
should
right.
look up with a smile on your face and say, those who heard it dealt it.
Is this not Bob
we're in the
saying I'm
end
not a
days.
real pastor? I'm actually a motorcycle repair guy that believes in God. Because every video he's had a different fucking bike behind.
He likes his bikes. It's all good. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
I quite
Although
like
he,
that bike.
he does talk about people taking selfies and being a little vain and all, but he does seem to enjoy taking photos in front of his motorcycles, which I don't think he has a problem with. But again, he seems to have a problem with other people doing things, not when he's doing them. But
Good on you, Bob.
I understand. You know, you like motorcycles and you put the motorcycle behind you.
Yeah.
I understand. I do.
I like motorcycles. I think it's quite a good background, actually, as backgrounds go.
Yeah.
It beats a bookcase because we
Yeah.
know he hasn't been reading, so that would just be
Well, yeah,
rubbish.
he's only read one
and
book.
It's
And the free,
allergic.
yeah,
Oh,
the free,
but-
the
but
free
no.
versions only come with so many backgrounds, and you get kind of suspicious that everybody's living in the same living room after a while. So, hey, Commander.
Hey,
living for him, and you're ready. You're absolutely ready to go. And not only that, when we all stand before the Bema seat, I want you guys to be
was
able to get
being
as many
ready to
crap-
go not the thing that got you in trouble with the demons?
He don't care. He's gonna get raptured with everybody, and we're gonna get left behind. So
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
we're SOL. So.
as you can
You
possibly
know what? I
get.
always hated the idea of the rapture. because and basically told them you can do whatever you want and you won't have to do what they want.
Yep.
Sure, they're born again. They're washed
born
clean. They were born again. They washed clean. They're good to go. It always reminds me of In Brother, Where Art Thou, where the convict goes, he gets baptized. He says, it's all washed away. I've done everything I've done is all washed away. I'm good to go now. It doesn't matter what I've done. It's like, well, that's good for you, but it doesn't seem like a justice to me that you get grace and somebody else that was way better a person than you, but wasn't a believer or believed another religion in another part of the world, they're out of luck. It's good for you though.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I always like that argument that people say that I've raped and murdered enough people that I need to, that I have to.
As many as I want to, yeah, which is none.
I always like that argument
Yeah.
because that on death's row saying I suddenly believe in God and Jesus and I want to be forgiven is absolute fucking nonsense, because you're about to be given injections or electric chair or whatever you're doing in America now, and as soon as you believe in God, you're welcome into the kingdom of heaven. What sort of bullshit is that? When even
a
you
jail
have
free card.
Fuck all, and has done nothing wrong ever.
Extreme.
Well, I don't care because I'm a born again Christian. I mean, atheist.
Born again.
Born again.
Atheist.
That's extreme bullshit. And you know what? And just before sentencing, I mean, a lot of convicts, a lot of people who are on trial for murders find the Jeebus.
Of course.
Or they want their death sentence commuted to life, and they find the Jeebus.
Yep.
There was also a great thing I read on Twitter years ago, and they said, when atheists die, you'll always believe in God on your deathbed in hospital. And the response was, yeah, but when you're on your deathbed, you'll want science to prevail and look at and make sure you don't die. It was just I can't remember the exact. It was something like that, though.
Yeah.
Atheists will want to believe in God on their deathbed, but Christians want to believe in science on their deathbed. It was a crazy thing, but
So listen,
it made me
there's a scripture in James 4:7-8, and this is what it says.
Oh, okay.
Submit yourselves, therefore, to God.
Okay.
Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Okay.
Well, that sounds pretty easy. Why did the exorcists have to come in and do all that hard work and with all their things?
Basically saying is when the devil gets behind you, make sure you push back a bit.
And it was also because it was a young girl fucking herself with a cross.
But if it's Jesus, just let him come inside.
Lean into it. Lean into it. That's right.
Jesus, fuck you.
Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh unto you. We all know that scripture. And the question is, it says, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh unto you. People, we've said this many times, you're as close to God as you want to be. You're as close to God as you want to be. So listen. He says, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Why is that? Why is that? Well, the reason is the demonic host. They are the ones that
So
it's a demonic host.
Fucking whinge bag, whiner, weakling. That the minute you resist him, he'll just run away. Well, why can't God stop him?
I don't know. I think I think he's found another excuse for the.
Yeah.
Like on anniversary day, I'm disappointed, just like his wife.
Ooh.
I don't know.
So now
he
it's
has a healthy sex life.
now it's the demonic
Not a chance.
host. Let's see.
Not a
Let's see what the demonic host does.
Right.
Harassed us more than anyone else. And the
Okay.
demonic host, as everyone who watches this channel knows, 200 angels came down, it's in the
Right.
book of Enoch, to Mount
Right.
Hermon,
Okay.
and they mated with human women.
Right.
The reason they
And
did that was
Look,
they did it
you
so
know,
they could
Right.
is
keep
the
the bloodline.
weirdest
So
shit.
Yeah.
Book
No,
of
that's
Enoch.
where he gets his 200 angels from. So
Yeah, that's Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the Book of Enoch.
we're just trying to put together his story. So in the book of Enoch, the angels came down, they mated with the human women who gave birth to the Nephilim, who were evil giants. So they were wiped out in the flood, but their evil spirits continued on to harass people, but they could only get in non-Christians around the spine. If you're a Christian, they can just hang around and cause you problems, like make you spend money. And then now, though, ultimately, though, the troublemaker is the demonic host.
Right.
Yeah, I could just hear
Got
his
that?
wife. I can hear his wife shouting from the kitchen.
I don't really
in there.
understand it. I'm just trying to keep it straight in my head.
He's probably like 60. What the fuck are you going on about? Shut the fuck up. That's why he does it
The
in the garden.
Messiah couldn't come. All right? God wiped them out in the
That's why the
flood.
devil.
That's why. That's
Right.
why he's so upset.
All the spirits
He
of
can't
the
come.
Nephilim, they
Right.
roam the earth. They are what we know as the demonic host.
What's
Okay.
A
Goliath?
demon is not a fallen
Goliath
angel.
a
A fallen
Nephilim?
angel is a majestic being, a powerful being with a body.
Ah, a fallen angel has a body.
He's talking about Shani now, isn't he? She's a fucking giant.
The Nephilim are not. They are the demons are not. They are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. They're the ones that mess with us.
Okay.
So listen,
I'm listening.
That
if
was
we
fucked.
resist them, they will flee from us. Why is that?
Yeah, why the
Because
fuck
they
is
don't
that?
have a body, but they still have all the cravings as if they did.
That's
they're
not a fucking reason.
That's not a reason
That's
they
just-
flee from
that's
us.
That's just saying what they are again. You've already
Yeah.
told us that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy.
Oh,
Anytime
Pastor
he wants
Bob.
to put an argument, he just says,
Ah,
and that's
no,
why.
What?
Pastor Bob, it's been a rough week on my brain, and I've got to compliment you on topping it off very well.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm glad he trimmed his beard though.
He,
I was thinking
he,
it's starting to look a little bit demonic to me.
yeah, I noticed his he gets bored. He grows it and cuts it.
Also, is his garage still broken? Or is it just demonically inhabited?
It's a nice day, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
I will go with the more full explanation.
Yes. Thank you.
He's opened the
That
door.
sounds like a good argument you got there.
I'm pretty sure he said he's in California. So
I'm pretty sure he doesn't know where he is.
I could be not
Even if
remembering it right.
he thinks
maybe,
he's in demon. He thinks he's in Demonsville.
maybe he said he was
Arizona.
in California. It's-
He's in a
Agree.
good place.
They're thirsty.
You know.
They
Yeah.
have this massive sex drive that they absolutely cannot satisfy.
oh, jeez.
Oh my god!
I'm a no con.
Well,
Damn
that,
it.
Those
Adolescents,
demons.
Bob.
that explains those 2 years in prison.
Those demons. Let me tell you.
I am. Well, the demons execute by snoo snoo.
Death by snoo snoo.
That's so cute.
They can't satisfy any of their needs. However, when they come into you and they start injecting thoughts in a human, when they inject
I mean,
thoughts, fiery
Oh my
darts into
He
your
doesn't know what he's
head,
saying,
What?
does he?
and you build a fantasy, and you
What?
go
Uh-oh.
with that
Oh, you
fantasy.
build a fence.
Uh-oh.
There's something about between the brain and the nervous system
Yeah.
that actually they can feel it.
Well, that's
And they
because the
take-
brain. That's because the brain is
Yeah.
the nervous system.
Yeah.
I'm also pretty sure that Nunu is one of them fucking Pokemons my daughter catches around. Nunu is a fucking Pokemon. I'm pretty sure of that.
Snoo is the death sentence in Futurama
Well,
by the
that's
giant Amazonian women.
Perhaps I can get sexual gratification by stopping there catching them fuckers and letting them live under my bed and creeping out.
They asked how the other men died, and they said crushed pelvises. So,
All right.
what a way to go, right?
Absolutely.
Pleasure in it.
No pleasure in that.
It gives them a moment of release.
From what?
Yeah. Yeah, big release.
See, these are the things. This is
I love having a
again.
moment like
The
that.
demons know that they can't do something, but they're going to do something
Yeah.
anyway, just for a moment, even though they know they can't do it anymore. And then these things are kind of really silly.
I know I've mentioned this a lot.
Well, the demon this, the demon that, but if you hold the cross up, the demon gets mad. If you throw holy water on, the demon gets mad. If you say Jesus, the demon gets mad. But the demon can come right back around and cause you problems. Even if you're a Christian and you're a believer, you can have a demon not in you, but you can still have a demon following around behind you, giving you finance problems and stuff. It's this is a hell of a deal that Yahweh's got going with the demons, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's basically like he's the bank manager.
Well, I'm pretty sure
Yahweh is basically like a bank manager.
Yeah,
totally
one of the
talking about Pokemon Go. He is.
He just sends
It's no different.
the debt collectors out every now and again.
yeah, and then you're entrapped because he will send ones that are very appealing to you, whether you're male or female, to supposedly entrance you. And if that's not good enough, they'll just take it while you're sleeping.
Bob needs to catch him all.
See, I have a theory, right? He's saying that the demons are tormented because they can no longer feel the release of an orgasm.
Yeah, they can
And
only
I
edge
think
it.
he's
They can only
just
get the
projecting
edge on
his
there.
ED. He's projecting his ED onto the demons.
That's it.
Well, that's me. That's me, but I'm not as insane as this guy.
Oh, I know. Because you're
do we
Granny
really?
Dalton. This guy's just blaming demons for all his problems. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, dolls. I do
Well,
like
he
him.
didn't have my feelings. I'm just saying that's me, but I don't think like that.
He's blaming a letter opener for his problems. So yeah,
Bob has obviously got other issues, like convincing the world that demons exist.
They know their time is short, very short.
What?
And when they come into
that's the other thing.
They know their time is short.
Yeah, that's the Bible where, he knows the time is short because it's all written out in the Bible. So the devil knows the whole thing written out for him to know, which is a good idea for God to write out exactly what he's going to do to let his adversary know, which never made sense to me either. It's like, why would you tell Satan, the adversary, which you're going to have this big battle with, right? In the end, right? There's going to be a great battle. You're giving your adversary the entire game plan ahead of time. It doesn't seem to make any sense at all. But
in the Bible,
it's mysterious ways.
You were classed as an old man.
I do have to like a counter.
Go ahead, Commander. Go ahead.
I do have like a parallel example. There was a book called Dangers of the Rainbow by Constance Cumbie. It has nothing to do with LGBT, but theosophy. And basically everything she was warning conservatives against as far as doctrines and ideas and whatnot, they basically adopted like 40 years later. In other words, they've literally, it didn't matter that they would count something. They just wound up getting sucked into it anyway. But that's just idiocy. The Bible isn't real. But I just thought I'd make that mention that you can literally way out of tell people, blind people, and they'll still go ahead and do whatever the suck in your heart's desire on, because people are idiots.
Well, Moses was almost 1,000 years old. You know, Noah was 700 odd years old. Does age even matter in the Bible? The book of nonsense, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
You
what I
know,
was gonna say.
and to give you an idea how much it matters that Moses wrote about his own death. Just think about it.
So, yeah,
How could you write about your own death?
that's what I was going to say. Was
'Cause
like
he was a ghost.
using
And it
that.
wasn't a ghost, it was a lighthouse.
Hold up,
perfect.
dog. Hold up, dog.
Yeah, like using those rhetorical devices show that it's a story. That's all he's doing is highlighting, right? That they use stories to demonstrate God's wisdom, which in itself is the story. I mean,
Yes.
it's like you couldn't write it. Well, you could, but you'd have to be quite a shit playwright.
That's the Muslim apologist argument that nobody could write a book like the Quran.
Oh,
so that proves that it's true. I never understood that argument, but they think it's a really solid argument that proves the Quran is true because nobody's wrote a book quite like it. And it's like, well,
somebody used AI to write a book in that language.
No.
And then they published then they just published it. And they went, there you go.
There's a lot of great books, though. I mean, almost everybody would agree there's a lot of great books that have been written, whether you like them or not, right? It just doesn't make sense that nobody's written a because.
Well, okay, Dave.
I don't know.
The Cat in the Hat is real because no one read a book like that.
One of the things about the Arabic language, right, is that, or the way the Quran's written, is it doesn't use any like additional changes to the letters. So any scrolls, dots, lines, all of the stuff that the Arabic language has, the classical Arabic has, the Quran doesn't have. It's written in a very unique form of that language, right? So that's one of the arguments they use.
So you're telling me
this is a very special version of the Arabic language, right? Go ahead.
You're telling me that a fetus doesn't develop between the shoulder blades?
Well,
sure.
They've got got excuses for all that stuff.
They've got excuses. It's
well,
just bad translation.
The one that was given to me was that show me a book that's ever been written like the Quran or something like that was one of the arguments they gave me.
Well, like the reason that the language developed, the reason that the language developed all of these little flourishes and scripts is because the original language wasn't as accurate or as scientifically accurate or as useful as these modifications they made to the original language.
So basically, they made shit up.
Yeah.
Now, I would clarify, fetuses develop between the shoulder blades if they are xenomorphs. I read it somewhere, so it must be true.
Yeah,
there you go.
Someone and start to say, let's say it's a sexual fantasy. If they put a sexual fantasy or thought into your head and you build a fantasy and you go with it, they take pleasure from that. But if
so he's just blaming everybody's thoughts on demons. So if you had a attractive opposite sex or same sex or whatever floats your boat kind of walked by and you said, in your head, that's a demon. So there you go. So they're waiting around every corner, every turn, just to stick things in your head that are going to get you in trouble, that are sent here, directed by God to come down and start all this mess. And then you blame the devil.
So Pastor Bob isn't progressive.
Yeah, I don't see it being directed from below. Yeah. It's being directed from above, right? Yeah. These things were ordered from above.
Pastor Bob isn't even stationary.
I'm really confused. He wants to blame it all, on the guy downstairs, but these things seem to be all directed by or part of some kind of plan from the guy upstairs.
If they put that thought into your head and you say, Heavenly Father, I reject that thought as evil. I know that's a demonic entity throwing that fiery dart.
How do you know? Is there any of these vague kind of descriptive signs that you've given? Headaches? Did you think of something while you had a headache? Demonic spirit talking to you. Did you think about something when you had a slight bowel movement? Demonic.
Well, in his days, when you had to go to that massage parlor he was talking about to get the movies, the lighting was poor, so probably gave him a headache, and he's picking up a movie, and that's a demon because he got a headache. Okay, or his helmet was too tight.
I think it was more that he wanted to go to bed, and his wife said she had a headache, and he thought, bloody demons.
And these are just jokes, Pastor Bob. We don't mean anything personal. I hope you're a wonderful person, and I hope you have a wonderful wife and family. I really do.
Yeah,
we have our doubts, but best wishes.
I hope you're a wonderful person because you need it.
Yes,
you got no personality.
Pastor Bob, just stop blaming demons for your fetishes. They are all sin. Embrace them and involve your wife.
Great advice. And if it's on a motorcycle, hey, go ahead. You wouldn't probably be the first to get busy on the motorcycle.
Love it.
People, their time is short. If you're not going to play along with them,
their time is short.
They're just going to go find somebody who will. That's why if you resist them, they will flee from you.
And they're just going to go find somebody else. So.
Yeah, so fuck them.
Yeah, again, that's good for you.
Yeah.
See, this is again.
Whatever you do.
I say Jesus. Oh, I'm good. The demon's gone. Too bad for you. I chased it next door, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't defeat them. It just chases them off. It's.
May I say something, Dave?
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
I'm going to love you and leave you all. I've got a busy day tomorrow of phone calls and visitors for my birthday. And all hail Bigfoot. Thank you.
All hail Bigfoot, Dog, and you have a truly happy birthday. And
happy birthday, Dog.
Hope you have a good time.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dog.
Happy birthday, Dog.
Thank you. And thanks for having me on. It was great. I enjoyed it.
You're welcome. All right, Dog. We'll catch you next time.
No.
We'll listen here and we'll wrap things up here. Bob's not going to bring us anything new, I don't think.
Their time is short, and if you're not going to play along,
time is short. We've heard that.
They're moving on to someone else.
Okay, they move on to someone else.
James 4:8 says, draw nigh to God.
If you move on to someone else, then you don't have as much fun, right? So what you got to do is you got to play with the demons and with them tell you how to have fun, right?
That's my thing. If they're going to, pester you anyways, you might as well get the fun out of it, right?
I know they're not real, but I had to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Fisting the demonic host. You
fisting the host?
Draw nearer to God. Resist those thoughts, you will automatically draw nearer to God.
Well, there you go.
Solomon talks about the same thing. He said the exact
sadly, though, this doesn't seem to work for most people. Again, pointing out as we started the show, talking about some of the statistics that Brainless was showing, that it doesn't seem good to just say, well, just get out of my head thought, because they seem to still tune into some adult content anyways. So it seems to be very weak, this supposed superpower that all you have to do is just invoke Jesus or whatever the magic prayer is. It's so powerful, but yet it seems to be so weak at the same time.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, paracetamol would probably help more.
I would put out a Snickers bar, because he needs some Bigfoot.
He needs a big, yeah, he does
So
need a
I
big
had
foot.
to go out and get him. I had to go out and find donuts. That's why I was gone. I could not help myself. The demons evidently gonna go out and eat donuts.
And Mike, I think Mike started the donuts, didn't he, or something? Who doesn't love donuts?
Same thing. Proverbs 16:3, he says, commit thy works unto the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. Commit means roll upon. It means roll upon. It literally means if you totally trust and submit to the Lord, you will automatically draw closer to him and him to you. When you trust God and submit to him, your thought life will clean up. That will completely clean up your thought life. And face it, myself, my hands up, I'm talking to me.
Did he say thought? Did he say thought life?
Yeah, his thought life is going to be like cleared up, because the demons are not going to be no longer sticking stuff in your head.
I see. No headaches as well, by the way. So.
No.
Nice.
Just letter openers.
So I've learned something, right? At
I doubt
times
that.
you think moving somewhere. Yeah. At times you think moving somewhere else is going to solve all your problems. And while it might solve some, you always bring your problems and troubles with you.
Bring
no
yourself,
matter what moving solves.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Pack up your old kit bag.
Oh, you almost made me choke, Simos. I was thinking the same thing. When Commander said I learned something, I was thinking I've had a very difficult time learning anything from this guy.
Not from this guy. Well,
obviously, we're just teasing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know.
Bob,
I've learned a little bit about demons myself.
Well, I will say for Bob, like I've said for almost every episode we've done of Saturday Night at the Atheist, I appreciate that I had a lot of laughs covering this. I really do. Once again, my cheeks are a little sore from chuckling so much and laughing. And I really appreciate that, we can have a laugh about this, because as somebody pointed out earlier, it wasn't too long ago that could have been dire circumstances for us daring to mock these beliefs, right? And it's good to be in a free society. And this goes right back at Pastor Bob. Pastor Bob's free to mock our beliefs or non-beliefs or atheism or anything else too. And, we can take a joke, So we had somebody in here in the chat earlier, and it's like, hey, we can take a joke. You're not going to bother us. And they didn't stick around for very long. So that it just goes to show you, if you just go ha-ha and laugh along, they don't hang around and bother you for very long.
You mean if the trolls get only as big as if you're willing to feed them, you're fine.
Yeah, it was an amazing revelation I had. Yes, indeed.
Too. My thought life, I have to keep my thought life in check all the time.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you have to keep it in check all the time?
Because the demons are putting thoughts in his head, but they're not really putting thoughts in his heads because he's protected because he's born again, but the demons are still hanging around putting thoughts in his head.
Yeah, but it just means he's too far away from his fellowship with the Lord. If he was closer, they wouldn't need to put. They wouldn't be able to put thoughts into his head.
Well, my brain sprain was just healing, and now it feels like it might want to pop back out of place again.
Saying he's too far away from fellowship with the Lord, and that's why he's constantly having to defend himself from demons.
Constantly.
I mean, the guy's theology is, again, it's a bit of a mixed message.
Maybe it's just too much.
If I were to say, his theology is very much like his sexuality. Bit of a mixed message.
Maybe it's just too much of that testosterone rage, in the system, being around the motorcycles, and then it's putting them thoughts in your head because you're the testosterone rush and natural urges are taking over, and the missus comes in there, bends over to get the laundry out of the washing machine, and Bob's having those thoughts. Bob's having them thoughts.
Yoked to the kitchen with a head in a washing machine. Isn't it amazing though how Yahweh or God chooses to talk through people that make fuck all sense?
Apparently, Alfred does not know proper English, either proper American English or proper English, or proper whatever fuck language is being spoken. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah.
There you go. Spokesman of God.
And on that, I think we're going to call it here with Pastor Bob.
Thanks, Pastor.
We do have some Pastor Bob with some evolution stuff I wanted to cover, but it's not going to be tonight. So, Pastor Bob, like some of the other ones, I always try to have extra content just in case. So I have extra content for almost every week that we've covered somebody. And with that, if anybody had a favorite content of any of the episodes we've had, I haven't counted them lately, but we've done a lot of them now. If there was a favorite anybody had and you want us to revisit them, drop a comment in the chat and we'll take a look. And like I say, some of these ones we have plans to do some revisits. And I think we could do the second half of this one, which is more with evolution stuff nice. From the beginning. And then Mike and everybody can be here.
That would be best.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got to say this about... thing. And once again, Pastor Bob shows that I prefer my pasta Italian.
Your pasta Italian?
Your pasta. You gotta say it with your accent, Commander. Your pasta.
Pasta, yeah.
Your pasta.
Italian.
And the New York, New Jersey accent.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is just about done here, and yeah, it's about halfway. And so I said, yeah, the other half is basically the evolution stuff.
Yeah,
and,
I don't think I could take the evolution stuff, to be honest. I'm not sure I'm ready for that intellectual onslaught of information.
We are thorough here at Saturday Night at the Atheist, so going through a video does entail some time, and we've put in plenty of time this evening with Pastor Bob, so we will have to revisit Pastor Bob, but we will. I've got it. Like I say, I'll just cut the first half off and bump it over, and we'll be ready to go for another evening. That's an easy setup for me. So yeah, again, if you have any favorites, we've covered. I'll have to get the count how many we did. We've done quite a few. We've been doing them since end of the summer or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
But,
feels like 8 or 9 to me. I might not have been there at the first.
We got a bunch of episodes, so yeah, we can revisit a favorite. Let me know.
And after this, Al Tracker just started something. So after you get done doing Al Tracker's change.
Okay.
All right, I don't know what he's doing, but I just got a notification.
All right,
I
cool.
didn't
We'll go
notice
to-
that notification because I fell asleep.
I'll drop in and say hi to Al. Al's a favorite, and if you don't know Al Trucker, make sure you stop over with and see Al Trucker.
Someone put the link in the chat, please.
If somebody's got a link for Al, drop that, please. I don't have redirect, but hopefully someday my channel gets bigger and bigger all the time, and I appreciate everybody that has subscribed.
It's not.
We get to that point, and I will be able to redirect someday, and then we will do that. I just can't do it yet, but
It's not
someday.
Live. It's a premiere that's starting now.
Is that premiere? Okay.
Yeah.
And I know. Well, I think Mark and Ember are doing a review tonight, and
Oh yeah, that one looks quite good as well.
Yeah, Neil does his shows on Saturday night. So yeah, lots of folks to go support for leaving here, and everybody that's been here. Appreciate everybody that stopped. We had a lot of people come through, and we have on Saturdays. Hope you've been enjoying our dissection, thorough dissections of these videos.
I'm not sure it's a dissection there, Dave. I think this is just genuinely a straight out slaughter.
We get a lot
about it.
We get a lot of viewpoints here, right? We've got a lot of different folks that have been on the panel, lots of different parts of the world. So we've got a lot of different opinions here. So take them for what they are. Somebody said something earlier about what's being said here, and I hope they maybe listen to a little more than just at the beginning being snarky and leaving. That we have a lot of opinions here, and our opinions vary, and sometimes we point out that we were not correct on something and that we disagree on something, and it's all good. That's part of the conversation.
Yeah, I think even.
And
I don't think we can hold any theists for not wanting to stay around for the full 3.5 hours or so. But nonetheless, the point remains: we've had a good time. And
Pastor,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Pastor, if you see this, do whatever the demons tell you with your wife as long as she consents. You'll be very happy and your marriage will improve.
That's right.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right. And with that,
thank you, everybody, and may your God go with you, as Dave Allen says.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks. We had a big panel tonight. Lots of folks came through. Appreciate everybody that joined in, as always. And not really sure what we're going to do next week, because this one Mike came across, and I already was going to do something else. So maybe that's going to be next week, maybe not. So I'll keep myself guessing, because this is kind of a group thing. Mike and a lot of us talk about stuff. We come across videos. So there's a lot of, things that go on trying to decide these things, and, even what we're going to talk about and all that. And I appreciate everybody else's inputs into it and finding videos, and same thing goes. Anybody finds the videos. Now on Saturdays, our thing here is we don't want to cover the bigger channels, although if something comes across one of these days and we just have to do it, we just might. But the idea has been that we want to cover the smaller channels and just the regular folks like Pastor Bob here in his man cave, giving his opinion on things. He did read some Bible verses, trying to look for some more input on where people are coming from, right? So if you come across one of these videos from a smaller channel, say not more than a couple thousand subscribers. A lot of the ones that we cover here on Saturday night have only had a couple hundred subscribers. So if you find something with one of the smaller channels with something interesting like this, you can let me know too. Drop it in the comments or get a hold of me at allhailbigfoot@gmail.com. Send me the link and we will add it to the list for Saturday's queue. All right. You say something,
I
Commander?
might throw something together tomorrow. I might throw something together for tomorrow, depending upon how exhausted we am. So I'm running around London.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're on, we'll look for you. Yeah, and I will be on with Zach at the Shaken Fist tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern. We're going to talk about a Bigfoot hunter, have some fun talking about this Bigfoot hunter. It'll be a good time because, you know, I like it that, Zach said, I was going to do this Bigfoot and I got to get a hold of Dave. And it's like, hey, I appreciate that, that folks get a hold of me for something like that. Try to have a lot of fun with the Bigfoot and everything. Done Bigfoot shows, with my Grassman. And again, subscribe at the Grassman Chronicles, please. Let's get it up over 100 subscribers. Links in the description. Links in the description for Slim Cyborg, where you often find Brainless. Links for Simos. Links for Answers in Atheism. Links for everybody else. I'll get one for you in there too, Commander. And the original video is always in the description as well. All right, so you can always check all the links in the description. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and we plan on being here next Saturday for Saturday Night at the Atheists. Until then, everybody take care and have a good one. And for those of us in America, have a good Monday in spite of. All right. And here we go. Anybody got any final things? Commander might have something tomorrow. Watch for that. Brainless, what are you going to be up to?
Depends on if Commander is going to be streaming or not. That's basically what I have planned for Sunday.
Okay.
I will
If
try
not-
to
if not, you'll be-
throw something together. I do have the stream that I was going to do the other day that was like hurting touch. And I do have just general flat earth fuckery we can make fun of. So other serious Ukraine stuff, just flat earth fucking.
All right. Otherwise, you'll be back with Slim on Monday then, Brainless.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Simos.
Yeah, I've got an interview with a demon on Monday. And they're basically, we're going to be talking about their OnlyFans page.
There you go. Sounds like a great show.
Yeah.
And yeah, please
And
again,
I will be
subscribe
there
to everybody.
with Slim and Brains.
Yeah, Commander's
I'm
over
sorry,
there
I had to
often
delay.
too. No, it's all right. Yeah, Commander's often over on Slim's channel as well. And sometimes I pop on there too. And I shared with Brainless, I've been making a little Bigfoot dancing thing so Slim can play when I come on the show. So I'll be official and everything. Good time over at Slim Cyborg's channel. If you're not subscribed over there, again, link in the description. It's always a lot of fun over there. And Slim, he's got a great persona that he puts on with his persona, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. He's got his own unique thing over there, and you're guaranteed to have a chuckle. And you might swallow a sword or something, and
Or stick something up his nose.
Up your nose or something. And it's really good. If you're into that kind of stuff, you'll have a good time. And a lot of us are often over there. So check that out over there. And otherwise, if we don't see you around, we will see you back here next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to hit my outro, and we are done. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Without a sound, history walls, silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor. Knocking at the captive desk, nerves are wide, hearts are keen, pages turn to secret scene, ancient maps and hidden lore. Knocking at the captive desk door. Captive desk, hold our dreams, where reality and no myth seems. In conversations quiet flow, the mysteries untold will know. Here we sit in wondrous grace, as the stories find their place. Whispers from forgotten times,